Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is a slightly new layout. Thank you, yes, thank you, Travis, for being here and playing. Thank you, Xavier, for being here and playing. Just them, no one else. They're on the top row of the video, so... yeah, so this is session of our Sharn campaign. We've been playing for now, so we're really into it's been so long. No. It's been several many months now, but yes, everyone's hair looks amazing. So a couple of announcements. I guess that's how these things go. You'll see a timer appear in the Twitch chat on occasion. A few different timers. One for my Dungeon Masters Guild products. I have a few adventures up right now. My most recent, The Songs of Spirit Inn, is a good Halloween one-shot. So absolutely, if you need something to DM that's spooky and eerie, that's the adventure for you. I also have a few others from RPG Writers Workshop and a few of my very early adventures from a year or two ago, which I'm in the process of revising, coming out with a new revised version of it, so it'll be nice and pretty and all sorts of stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Can you hear everyone now? I think it should be good now. Sweet. PP. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I have new adventures. Check them out, DM's Guild. There's a little doobly-doo in the chat. Exclamation point DM's Guild, and my stuff comes up. More stuff on my Twitch channel, in my panels. You'll see all the commands for loyalty and in the store. Right now there are 3 options. You can award a player character with inspiration, make a character have a flashback based on the current circumstances, or you can make something happen. All sorts of stuff. So check out my panels for those commands, point values, all that kind of fun shenanigans. Maybe I have to...
Gonna sue you for this layout?
I'm sure they will. Can you hear them
What
now?
are they gonna take?
Hi.
I think I just had to hit transition again. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So...
Yeah,
I also have a huge delay on my video, so...
that's usually how it is. I can...
Hey man, when you're broadcasting from a submarine, you gotta...
He says she can hear
Okay,
me
we're
now.
good.
Sweet. More stuff. There's a program I'm testing out, where I can make post, schedule sessions, start campaigns, whatever, and people can sign up for that stuff. So keep an eye out in the future of the NeverSayDice Twitch, because there will be some more stuff you can do with your loyalty points, like real concrete stuff, such as I will DM a one-shot for you. Or I will, not necessarily merch, but I will DM adventures for you, your friends, whoever wants to sign up. All sorts of stuff like that.
We will screen print Logan's face on a t-shirt. We will sign it. We will send it to you. Not really.
If you use 1,000,000 points, you get to change his username to NeverSayDice.
NeverSayDice.
We'll do the rest of the streams in Italian.
Rachel said she would wear it, so we're gonna have to screen print it. I will crudely draw Logan's head on a t-shirt, and that will be our first official merch drop.
It's like the first, or the first few vanilla envelope t-shirts. So, other big news, there is a bar up in the left-hand corner on your screen. It says party members. Those are my follower counts. I'm trying to reach 50 followers, become an affiliate, and really upgrade the stream for all my D&D fun stuff.
Only 10 away.
Right now we're only 10 away. Thank you to our most recent followers, sub 74. Hakuna Matata, Brody Caker, Neemster, and ASMR Jess. Thank you guys for tuning
Hell
in.
yeah.
And giving us a follow. And thank you to all of you who have watched the VOD on my channel. I think our last session, after the fact, got 70 some odd views, which is pretty sweet for a VOD. So thank you for tuning in for those. If you're lurking on my Twitch channel right now and you don't have a Twitch account, or you're not following me and involved in the chat, I'm not mad.
I'm mad.
I'm disappointed.
Serious.
You know who you
Logan
are.
may not be mad. I'm mad. I'm gonna drive to your house and write you a strongly worded email
At his house?
at the house in real time.
So yeah, thank you for following Nobushi Nueve. No Bush I Nueve? No Nabu.
That's a
Hey, let's
No
just
bush.
chalk this up to a loss.
No Bush. I'll call you No
Nope.
Bush. That sounds worse.
No bush. No bush Nuave.
Nueve.
No bush.
Thanks
in
for following,
Uv.
Nueve. I really hope we have not turned you away from our stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I promise.
Immediately follows.
Immediately unfollows, leaves the stream. Nobu Shi Nueve? Sweet. Xavier, you got any fun, cool announcements?
God.
Great.
I'm existing. I'm here. New announcement is I continue to stream and breathe, so you can see me doing that, both of those things simultaneously, on my channel at twitch.tv/XyloPlays.
We just played Monster Prom the other day on Xavier's stream, and
You need to watch that VOD.
You should go watch that VOD because it was hilarious.
It was
I'm
the
actually
best.
I'm working on putting that on YouTube so it can be like saved forever.
Yeah,
Let's be honest,
Oh,
though,
yes.
that was one of the best pieces of content I've ever been a part of.
Honestly, it was one of the. I will say, no offense to this, but it's probably the best thing I've ever been a part of.
It was
Hey,
straight art.
baby,
We all
know.
voice acted. It was
we all know
phenomenal.
Content is king.
Rachel was in it.
Rachel was
She
there.
was there.
She
She also got spoiler rejected.
don't ruin the end of the video.
I mean, so did somebody else, but we're not going to tell you which one.
Tune in to find
It
out.
was Travis.
Aw, as
Oh,
is
jeez.
life. And Xavier placed 6th in a 32-man what was the game called? Quiplash tournament.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
I did.
That's
it
rad.
was really a gauntlet because that stream lasted 7 hours long, and I've never been a part of something that's ever been that long. So I'm like, all
You
right,
played D&D with us before.
I guess. I guess.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay. If there are no more announcements and such, we will begin. Is there anyone who wants to lead a recap for a point of inspiration?
Oh Jesus! Last episode.
I
Was
believe
actually quite
Carson did it last. Yes, last episode there was a lot of information learned, so it's going to be a bit harder of a recap. But I believe in you guys.
Am I taking it again?
I think. Oh, I think.
Start, and I can tag in if I remember something. That
Okay. So I found out that my eyebrow was burnt off.
That's the information we needed. You're right. Very important.
Big news. Big news.
When there was a bomb that was exploded in Barton
Not very
Finch's
poggers.
room. It was not very poggers, definitely not. We had thought that the person who had placed it was Cornelius. And so we went out and chased. We found out that the guards were paid off by somebody who pretended to be Cornelius and who went through a bunch of different side routes, changing their look over and over again, so that a bunch of other people said like, oh yeah, an old lady ran this way, and they were all hurried and went different directions. So we're not sure who that was, so we ended up going to the Dragon Eyes district with the club of the same name, which is run by a bunch of changelings. And we went there, and it was run by it's a home of the tyrants. We went in there, went to the back of the place through some kind of catchphrase and paying off the bartender. Went into the back and sat down for a high stakes game of poker in which we didn't lose any money, which was very important. I sat down beside some creepy old lady, and I believe who was the other person who sat beside me and who was getting hit on the whole time? Wendelin was sitting down at the same table. I believe Wendelin actually won some money. And
5 silver, right?
yes. And then we went into the back of the place to talk to him about about the different items that were bought, possibly by the tyrants, including a poison and including a disc explosive thing that was used in the suitcase. And come to find out that they were bought both here, probably, and that we aren't sure who it is, but they went by different pseudonyms. And then we went out and decided that we were going to go check our leads, and our friend here, Spike, decided to go and check out one of his leads and got a mechanical horse that goes into his suitcase.
She's my
Go, go,
Steve.
Gadget.
Very close on a lot of accounts. The club you went to was Mirth.
Mirth. Oh, we
yes.
didn't go to Dragon Eyes District?
It
with
was
the same name?
discussed because that was the sort of changeling criminal organization, but you ended up going to, after meeting with some contacts, that a Boromar black market fence was where you ended up going.
That's right.
That was at Mirth in the Calistan district.
Yes.
And Spike did not get a mechanical horse; he got a magical motorcycle. That can shrink down to the longbow size.
Mirth in Calistan.
Oh yeah, I should probably change now that we're starting my the setup. So, shout out to the Reroll app for their amazing program that allowed me to create our lovely avatars for all of our characters. Super fun, free app. You can pay for the full version, get all sorts of cool assets, and make your own D&D character in the app. A lot of cool stuff. So,
I love how Xavier and I are shilling so hard right now. I just posted something somewhere about getting you followers. He did too.
Dude,
We
I'm
are
like,
shilling.
oh, we gotta go
Nameless.
get him there.
We are your publicity team.
thank you. So yes, last time we ended, I believe it was you were eating at a ramen shop. You went to the black market. You were sitting around. Eventually, you made plans to go meet up with individual contacts and do your own sort of investigations. Spike went and got his motorized arcane motorcycle. I guess if everyone going left to right on my screen, after you get your motorcycle, Xavier, what would you like to do, if anything?
Okay, after I get my motorcycle, I kind of want to find the guys and show off, but also
And just pull up like, hey.
But also I'm trying to think. So we don't believe that. We don't believe that he actually did it, right? Cornelius, we don't believe that he actually did it. Right?
No.
So we don't think that.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
so we
you
don't.
You can still go check up on him just in case, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll go right over there just in case. But I'm gonna check in on what's her name? Virtue. Yeah, I'm gonna check up on Virtue. See if she's seen anything.
Okay. Varian, you wanted to go speak to your old professor.
Yes, Dr. Klein Cloveholler, the inventor of Kleinite oil.
Okay. Wendelin, what did you want to do?
I wanted to meet up with Love Withers and the contacts that I used I know a guy for to figure out MOH and who the next target will be.
Okay. Donovan, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go back to the Sharn Inquisitive, and I'm going to see if I can figure out any clues from anybody in the press office. See if there's anything I can find out about, like big movements of money, any just random information people may have just picked up on the street. Because I assume there are other people doing the thing that I'm doing, just in different areas. So someone might have heard something. Just going there, keeping an eye out for any interesting rumors, anything may be related, and asking if anybody knows specifically, like, who has the most money in town and the most resources to drop on something like this.
Okay. Oh. And then Oleg, what would you like to go investigate? You're muted, Travis.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go check up on I believe the name was Cousin Saris, who ran the bank.
Okay.
I think that's her name, if I'm not mistaken. And ask her about the specific amounts of money, maybe some people up in the, whatchamacallit, guard? Not the guard. What was the thing, Todd, that we were talking about 2 seconds ago?
The bank.
No, the group of people that we had said were connected to everybody. The what?
The Aurum?
The
Is that
Aurum,
what?
yeah. See if there's anybody in the Aurum who's sending exact amounts of money. Maybe see if my cousin knows anything about maybe any families that are connected to the people who died. I'm sure my cousin would like that information anyway. Yep.
Okie dokie. So, we'll start with let me get a die out, and we will just randomly see. Oleg.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think I'd get this far. Welcome to the chat, Dano Buchan. So,
Hello, Daniel.
Oleg, you take your sky coach, you ditch everyone, and fly your way from Lower Dura all the way up and around through the city to Upper Central, one of the most elite wards in all of Sharn. You head to the district that's called the Koranath district, where the greatest temple in the city, the Kol Koran, at its center. The district is also home to all of the finances of Sharn. There's money lenders, banks, grand vaults, storage facilities, and also estates of powerful business people can be found here. You find a nice place to park outside the Kundarak Bank of Sharn. You pass by many of the other dwarven scions standing outside, all in their beautiful armored regalia. They all nod at you, seeing the Kundarak house sigils on all of your stuff. You see the beautiful building in front of you, the marble columns, the varieties of mechanical arcane elevators taking people up to higher levels. You step through into the main area, marble floor, columns, large tables where your extended family are sitting and taking appointments. You speak to a nearby secretary who tells you that your cousin will be with you in about 10 minutes. I guess I feel like if it were anyone else I wouldn't ask, but Oleg, would you like to wait?
Of course I'll wait. Yeah. I'll sit there, be twiddling with my beard, kind of just like trying to act patient as much as I can. Just sitting,
Okay.
Twiddling his tentacles.
Yeah, twiddling my tentacles.
Yeah,
That's something different.
Point of clarification, just from me:
Yeah.
are the tentacles limp or are they animate? Think very carefully about your answer.
I mean, they're from dead. I don't feel like they're just like live tentacles in my beard. They're definitely. I feel like they're definitely just dead tentacles, probably in my beard.
Every game is better with the bard. Thank you for saying so.
Oh, no comment.
Oh no.
So
Well, thank you, Travis. Cleared that up for me.
Oleg, you wait about 10 to 15 minutes, and eventually you see up on the balcony, the mezzanine that looks over the main floor where you're waiting, your cousin Sarah, she looks over, and she waves at you and just gestures to you to come on up. Very nonchalant. Just come on up.
Cool. I wave back at her and then start going up.
You pass by all sorts of nobles, all sorts of employees working here, all very well dressed. As you walk up the stairs to the mezzanine level, you even see an office door open, and someone walk out carrying effectively a metal chest and paperwork for some kind of like bank loan that they're dropping onto the ground, and they're trying to hold this big metal chest under one arm and scoop up the paperwork with the other hand. And then eventually
I help them with the paperwork up into their hands and just kind of glance at it real quick and then walk away.
They're opening a shoe store in
okay.
in Middle
Okay.
Tavick's Yeah, super
Yep.
easy stuff. Eventually you see your cousin Sarah. She's standing outside. Again, very elegantly well dressed, a nice white skirt all the way down to what seemed to be like some kind of reptile skin heels. So now she stands a bit taller than you. She gives you a hug and says, "Oleg, it's been so long. How have you been?"
I'm well. It hasn't been that long, but
It's been a few months. You never took me up on my offer for some coffee.
Oh, well, when are you next available? We can do that.
Oh, my secretary, she knows my schedule. She can set something up for us.
Of course. And I'll actually make a note to actually do that this time.
Narrator chimes in, and they never meet.
Yeah.
So she escorts you in. She's done a bit of redecorating since you've last been in her office. It seems this time she's taken on a more blue and gold color palette, very royal looking in here. You see that sitting on her desk, there is a a pen that seems to be made entirely of gold with bits of blue gem embedded into it. There's a rug in the middle of the floor that's blue and yellow gold, like deep yellow. You sit on the chairs that are blue velvet and brass handles. It's very nice and elegant in here. And casually, she just leans against her desk and says, "So what brings you by this time? Is someone gonna rob the bank again?"
Not this time, hopefully. I was actually where I'm doing a case right now, and there seems to be a killer who's killing people who are in houses. Actually, it seems I
Just people in houses.
just people in houses. In
No homeowner is safe.
Save your wife, save your kids, the normal things. No, I say, there's, and I recount the last couple of people who have died, and ask her if she knows anything about maybe if there's anybody connected to those people in particular. After she answered that, I'll have some more questions, obviously.
Oh,
And also, I'd mention about the MOH portion. Maybe that will help her a little bit.
She's a bit taken aback. She says, I've heard the rumors circulating, but so this is serious. This isn't just some one-off happenstance thing.
Yes, I don't do small jobs.
Okay. Just wait here a moment. Here, help yourself. And she, over at the bookshelf, there's like a lower, like skinnier table with a cabinet on it. She opens it up, pulls out some drawers, and it's full of these beautiful crystal glasses and bottles of whiskey and vodka and all these beautiful things, little jars of lemon juice and lime juice. And she says, help yourself. I'll see if I can dig up something. And she exits for a few minutes.
As she exits, I will also mention the exact amount of money that I saw on the bills, and say, hey, this is exactly how much money was taking out for some of these aspects. Maybe if you saw any exact amounts like this, it might be helpful.
Alright. She jots them down. She's gone for 5 to 10 minutes at most.
Okay, I drink out of the ones that look like they're least drinking out of.
So she comes back after a few minutes. She has a few slips of paper. And she says, I didn't necessarily see any for these exact amounts or related to any of these people except for this Thrashk dignitary in Vegas. It's the Aurum itself has a fund, an account here with us and their own storage and all that, and they had withdrawn money, citing that they were going to be paying for Envigas's stay here, his food, his lodging, and whatever else. So they catered to him and all of his people coming here, so it was quite a sum of money. And she flips a few pages and says, oh, they even paid for his lightning rail ticket and all of his journey, so they really wanted to get him here, but all the others, nothing that stands out. And she hands the papers to you, and you can make an investigation check to see if you see something she doesn't.
Sure. Damn. 11.
The most she was able to pull that was relative was like transactions regarding the Copper Concord account, essentially. And nothing within their own transactions, deposits, or withdrawals seems to correlate to any of the other crimes as directly than the ones that specifically were for the House Thrashk visit. Everything else is all some miscellaneous purchases, such as catering, renting out dining spaces, and things like that.
Okay, well, either way, after they kill this MOH fellow, I just wanted to make sure your security is a little bit higher around you, just in case they decide to come after you.
She says, and while they were fetching me this paperwork, MOH, you said it has to do with the houses, so we're the mark of warding, so you would assume it's a mark of some kind.
Yes.
I know there's 3, right? Mark of healing, yes. Hospitality, and handling?
Yes, that is 3, yes.
I don't know if that's helpful, because I don't necessarily know of anyone with those initials or anything.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Was it MOH as in like capital M, lowercase o, capital H, or was it actually MOH? I don't actually remember if we ever...
Yes, it was capital, lowercase, capital.
Okay, so it's definitely a mark of something. That's fine. I just figured it'd be useful to see if you knew anything. Thank you very much for your time, of course.
You can see that she has some concerns. There's something going on in her mind. She kind of leans in and says, do you think we're safe? we're the mark of warding for sovereign's sakes. If someone's gonna try and get at us, they'll have a hell of a time to do so. But are we on this list?
I don't know. I mean, if you don't even know these people very much as like a personal connection, I don't know how you would really have to worry. But I just wanted to be safe to look after my cousin, you know?
Appreciate it. Maybe make sure we set up a meeting. Maybe sometime later this week. I think the more often we can see each other, see our families, the better.
Yes, of course.
And you can see that she's a tough, badass woman, but she's a little bit shaken now that she's had some time to think about this. Says, is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to kill her and put her in the closet, obviously. No.
It was Oleg the whole time!
It was Oleg, yeah.
Roll a hit.
Yeah, roll a hit.
No.
You
no,
bust out
Oleg
your
doesn't know how to do
flamethrower.
anything. Yeah. Oleg doesn't know anything but guns. No, I think I'm good. Thank you. Let me know if you hear anything about anybody connected to these three people, maybe. I don't know. You're a little bit more connected with our family than I am, of course.
And with everything that's happening, and I'm sorry I haven't done much about it prior. I'm a busy woman. I'll try and speak to my dad about his opinions of you and your aunt and your family that have come here. I know it's been a bit tense, but maybe in times like this we can band together a little bit more.
That'd be much appreciated.
And she looks at the tentacles in your beard and all of your various Delkir accoutrement around you. Anyway, well, it was good to see you. Again, see my secretary downstairs. We'll set up something.
Yes, of course. It was good to see you. Stay well.
And you as well. So you walk downstairs. I assume you want to set up a luncheon or something with your cousin.
Yeah, I'll set up a coffee luncheon thing with the secretary. Maybe later in the week.
Later in the week, perfect. You speak to the
coffee.
secretary. She has, it's that classic 50s secretary, beehive hair, glasses, mole on the cheek, but then she also has a big long beard.
Of course. Yeah.
So she kind of more looks like the Schnauzer, where it has almost like the mustache. That's kind of what she has. It's just the mustache and a little bit of a goatee. But it's all really long. She, marks it on Sarah's calendar. She gives you essentially a receipt marking the day that you're the date and time, location, everything. And it says that you are going to be coming over to Sarah Kundarak's manor, which is also excuse me,
Not Panera Bread?
in the Koranath district, not far from the bank. And you would also know that Sarah, her father, and her various siblings and mother all live in the Koranath district. Because they're sort of the leaders at the bank at the moment.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
So I didn't find out any new information at all. I now have an appointment with my cousin, which is cool. Real useful. Shoot. I don't know of anything else that actually help with this investigation as far as that. I don't have any connections with MOH. If I remember correctly, we said that was the handling, healing, and hospitality, right?
Yes. And you've had Mark of Healing, House Tarasco. You just spent however many hours at a healing house of House Tarasco. And then Mark of Hospitality, you've interacted with a handful from House Galanda, both at Galanda Hall and that one time at Alden Dorian's garden party.
Cool. I'm gonna go try to see if I can visit that barkeep at some point.
Okay. I need to dig back way deep into one of my first pages of notes for that name. In the meantime, we will cut over. Again, I will randomly determine for the funsies. To Varian. Varian, after leaving the Club of Mirth and departing from your party mates, ooh, Carson, your mic is a little boo 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 boo.
It's like a 50s freezer.
That's so oddly specific.
That
Is
is-
it any better?
Yes. Travis, did you have a contrary opinion?
Nope, it's fine. Go ahead.
Oh man.
You got a problem, Travis?
While we're pausing to laugh, thank you for following. Let me scroll back up to see those names. Owawin, and Big Chungus. That's what made me laugh earlier. Thanks for following Big Chungus 000.
Not Big Chungus.
Thanks for following. So it looks like we're at 42, if my eyes are not deceiving me. Maybe
All right.
40. No, we're at 43, I believe. Oh, almost there. Got to get to a 50-person party. Varian, you're leaving the Club of Mirth. Possibly you can get Oleg to drop you off somewhere. But it is roughly 6 o'clock. So you imagine that if Dr. Klein is in his office on campus at the moment, he probably won't be there for much longer. So I will leave that up to you, what you would like to do.
I will try to hurry and catch him late in his office.
Okay,
I'm not strong, but I'm wiry.
Man, for the fun of it then. I'm sure you can get Oleg to drop you off a bit closer to Moorgrave, but if you would, make a dexterity check for me. If you would like, you can have advantage on this check if you dash the entire time, but you will end up with 1 level of exhaustion.
Can Ori give me advantage?
Can you explain to me how your emotional support owl will help you get there?
Well, I think you just answered your question.
I would like you to explain to me.
Is our broadcast still going on?
It should be?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe my Twitch is just screwing up.
Yeah, it still seems like it is.
Okay, cool. That's on me then. But okay. So his soft and soothing hoots, it will comfort me as I spin my little e-boy legs as fast as I can.
Alright, so make a dexterity check for me with advantage.
Yay.
Your little e-boy legs.
Alright, pretty good. Okay, and pretty terrible. I'm going to go with the good one. Let's see. A straight dex check? That's
Yes.
going to be an 18.
18?
I feel like we should give him disadvantage for using the phrase "e-boy legs."
It's a thing now. So let's see. With moving the extra, with a little extra speed.
A little pep in my step. Yeah, here. I'll justify it a little bit more. I'll take a fucking So for our viewers here, or if you haven't been around for this, we had decided that within the canon of this world, there are energy drinks based on spell names. So I'm gonna pop a haste out of my messenger's bag, down it like Popeye the Sailor Man, and then zoom away.
Holy shit. Okay.
Con save.
So by the time you get there, it's getting close to 7 o'clock. So there's going to be a pretty low chance you'll find him. I'll say a 30% chance because you moved so quickly. I rolled a 24, so he out of 100, so he's there. So you run over to Moorgrave University. Moorgrave University is one massive domed building surrounded by 5 tall towers at the center of Menthis Plateau. It is absolutely beautiful university where they have, magically enhanced it to have essentially a courtyard full of greenery and trees, moving elevators and lifts all through it, statues of great professors and inventors and academics. It's an absolutely beautiful place. And so using your e-boy legs, you sprint, jump over benches, hop over railings, quickly dodge past students leaving their late night classes.
Fast as my little toothpicks will carry me.
You occasionally pass by like someone you've had one class with. You kind of give the awkward white person nod and smile as you run past them. Yeah, where it's not really a smile.
People see a blur of black skinny jeans.
They see a blur of skinny jeans, a blue robe, and Varian, what do you smell like? What kind of like deodorant or aromatics do you wear?
I imagine it's like I don't know. I feel like my mom picks it out, so maybe it's something like lavender.
Nice, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So...
It's whatever nonsense concept manly smells are. Within that paradigm, I do not smell like a manly smell. I smell like a fresh-ish garden breeze.
Amazing. So you hop in some various elevators and lifts to eventually reach what amounts to the alchemy floor in one of the towers. It's not a huge floor. It's where many of the professors have offices and their lecture halls. And as you come up out of the lift and the glass doors slide apart, you see standing waiting to get on the elevator Dr. Klein Cloveholler. He's a older gnome man. He has very wispy but still a lot of reddish brown hair. There's a lot of hair piled onto his head, but it's so thin you can see the light going through it.
That's unsettling.
It's deeply unsettling. He's wearing what he always wears. A nice earthy toned tweed jacket, simple button-down shirt. You see that his trousers are covered in dirt and stained from various chemicals he used during alchemical experiments. He's wearing what seems to be a name tag on his lapel and various other pins and decorations. As always, he looks up at you. He's sweaty.
He's sweaty?
He's sweaty, and that's something you distinctly remember for all of his lectures. No matter what time of year or how cold or warm the lecture hall was, he was always warm. And so he looks up at you, pushes his glasses up, wipes the sweat out of his eyes, and says, hello, young man. Good day. And he steps onto the elevator next to you. Yeah, just keep in mind you ran all through the ward.
Professor Cloveholler, I was hoping I might catch you before you left.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up my office hours, and I'm heading home for the day. What can I help you with? And he reaches over and presses the ground floor on the Eberron shard pad.
Yes, Varian Dimmadoni, by the way. I took one of your courses a few years ago. It was a big class. You don't have to remember me.
No, yes, Varian, you came up after the lectures almost every day asking questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I did do that. Anyways, I don't mean to intrude. I'm sure you've had a long day, but I'm doing for my
Alan, your camera disconnected.
Yeah, it's kind of swirling there, bud. I as you might have heard, I'm doing a bit of private investigative work for my work study, and was hoping you might be able to help me out with a little investigation I'm doing at the moment.
I'm not sure how much help I would be. The glass doors swing back open. He steps out into the courtyard. He says,
follow him.
He says, meeting my Sky Coach pool, a couple minutes, so you have about 5 minutes or so.
That's all I really need. But actually, I think you may be able to help more than you think. There have been attacks on several members of the prominent dragon-marked houses, one of which involved an alchemical creation of yours from a number of years ago. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
He kind of, like, he's been walking sort of away from you this whole time, trying to get where he needs to go. And he stops, turns around, says, well, if you're referring to Cyanide oil, I've not had any work on that project in years.
I'm sure not. But someone has, and it's been put to use in rather a deadly way. And I was hoping you might tell me. Obviously, I don't need to know the process or anything like that. I just need to know approximately how difficult is this particular compound to make, and who besides yourself might possess the skills to do so.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Cool. Can a certain someone give me advantage?
If you can give me a very valid reason for how Ori helps you right now.
Just clove holler like birds.
You don't know.
I can work with either.
You don't know.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna telepathically tell Ori to act super cute to hopefully influence his willingness to answer me. This is the part of the stream where I try to abuse the hell out of Find Familiar.
You see that Ori start, like, Ori's already pretty cute. He starts looking extra cute. He gets, like, the Puss in Boots eyes. He, like, fluffs out his feathers.
Yeah.
You see that his because he's a fey creature, his actual, like, fey form almost, like, shrinks to get smaller. And then he's like a teacup owl after a moment or two. He's, like, super tiny and baby. But you have gotten Clove Holler's attention so intensely that he's not looking at Ori. So this will be a straight persuasion roll.
Alright, don't fail me. Okay, that was not great. That's gonna be a 6.
As I'm
Allergic to lavender. Triggering his allergies.
As I'm sure you know, Varian, Cyanide oil it was discontinued. The project was discontinued so long ago. It was quite difficult. It was dangerous as well. As far as I know, unless someone has whipped up something, I'm the only one who could make it. And I guarantee I've not been making any of it. Why would I? They pretty much paid me a handsy sum to not continue the work anymore, sort of a compensation for giving up the project. Plus, I don't even have time. You know how many freshman alchemy classes I'm teaching this year? 10.
I'm sure.
10 alchemy classes, Varian. You would not believe how many.
Academia is a nightmare. I'm aware.
and I've got these TAs who aren't doing anything. I keep pushing grading papers onto them, but I haven't heard from them. And,
Well, I can appreciate your situation, but I'll ask you to really rack your mind. There have already been lives lost. 3, in fact. 3 members of prominent houses. And there are almost certainly more on the line. I ask you please to rack your memory. Anybody you've worked with, perhaps a disgruntled lab hand. Somebody who may have had access to the knowledge before it was rightfully locked away. A TA who might have been a little too interested.
he steps closer to you, and even though he's half your height, he still has such a large aura about him. And he steps closer to you, and he says, I don't appreciate some graduate student speaking to me that way, insinuating that I have something to do with any of this. If the project
never insinuate such a thing, Professor. I'm only asking you to think a little harder.
The project barely got past the prototype stages. If anyone's creating something even similar to Kleinite oil, it is on their own accord. Now, my Sky Coach is here. I will see you later. And he goes to walk away.
That you will. Good night, Professor Cloveholler.
He gets on his Sky Coach with several other professors and go about their day.
Sus.
Wow, Varian's getting a little bit more pushy.
Oh, standing up for himself. I like it.
I know.
I don't like being lied to.
I'm surprised you. Well, never mind. I'm not surprised. I was gonna say I'm surprised you didn't say anything about him not remembering your name, but like, Varian probably wouldn't say anything. So Varian, is there anything else you would like to do while here on campus? It's about 7 p.m. now.
I don't know if you created any other canon professors for me to talk to yet, so I don't know. I might just.
They're still your advisor that you know of. But I mean, I can whip up any other professors you've had. You've taken so many classes.
I might go to the library and start researching a little bit. I guess maybe particularly what MOH could be.
Okay, we'll say you go do that, and I will get back to you on what you learn, and we'll move on to messing up my setup here. Move on to the next one.
Tight.
Next up is going to be Mr. Donovan Damon. So, Donovan, you are heading over to the offices of the Sharn Inquisitive.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Let me pull up my info on that. That's not the right one. Excuse me. So, would you like to get Oleg to drop you off there as well, or do you want to hoof it? No pun intended.
Sure, I'll if that's okay.
I mean, Oleg's
something happened.
Oh, hello? That was weird.
I only see Oleg.
Why is it doing this?
What's happening?
Just for some reason, everyone's video started cutting out. Specifically, it only does that whenever I open Discord. But for I don't know why it just keeps Travis's video. That's so weird.
Hydrate reminder.
It's an important person.
Yep. Hydrate reminder. Everyone drink just a tad bit of water right now.
Yep, that's what I'm drinking.
That's
I'm drinking
also,
this peach mango body armor. It's very,
also
very good.
drinking water out of a Moscow Mule cup. Anyways,
It's better than drinking Moscow Mule out of a water cup.
Yep. So, let me make sure I get this right. I guarantee I am going to mess up exactly where the offices are located because I have not necessarily looked for that, and I don't want to take too much time doing it. So we'll say you go to the offices. You have all your security clearance for the office. Everyone knows who you are, Donovan. And because it is the city newspaper. It competes with the Breland Ledger and the Kornberg Chronicle all over the area, but it is sort of the catch-all for Sharn news, whether pop culture or actual big lines. You make your way through. There's a security check. There's all sorts of hired guards that patrol the area, make sure that no one's coming in there to do anything to your various reporters. While it is a large multi-storied building and multiple series of buildings and towers with crossing bridges and lifts inside, it somehow manages to still be very crowded feeling. It still has high vaulted ceilings with beams overhead, but because all of the desks are so close together and people are talking, you hear the scraping of quills against paper. It feels so crowded all the time, but you're used to it by now. You deftly pass through. You say, "Hey Johnny, hey Mandy, how's it going?" Talking to everyone. Who would you like to go see, or what would you like to do while you're here?
I first of all, I'm gonna go to my desk.
Okay. You see
I'm
that
gonna
you
sit
have
down for
a
a minute.
few like stacks of papers on your desk. Some of it are your own organization of papers and folders from past articles, past research you've done that you've stowed away, and then you see bits of envelopes piled up of people writing in, responding to your articles, saying this article was bullshit, this article was great, you got this bit wrong. You see a couple of pieces of paper from various supervisors saying this has happened, I think you should write an article about this. This article would suit you. You see some from colleagues with the same. Your desk is just a cluttered mess, and it pretty much is all the time whenever you leave for more than an hour.
So I'll sit down just for a second and put my feet on the desk and just take a cigarette out of my bag, out of my pocket, and a lighter. Just light it and sit there. Just take a moment.
You hear
Is smoking allowed indoors?
most places it is, especially public places.
Sharn is stuck in the 90s.
Sharn has developed magical things to absorb the smoke. I just made that up. I don't know. But you hear
They're called vents.
air vents. You hear metallic across the floor nearby, and you turn to see a small, maybe 1.5 to 2 foot tall metal construct. To put it very simply, this is your walking coffee machine. It is a very
Hell yeah.
well-crafted construct that has the mechanisms of brewing coffee in it. Its name is Creamer, but it's spelled CR33 MR -R. And
Logan, does it have sentience?
it does have sentience.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay.
And so Creamer walks up to you, holding sort of just rounded Lego hands. It tucks them into its body and then pulls them back out, and in one hand it has a coffee mug. in the other hand, a little like metal tray of sugar and coffee creamer, and says, "Hey, Donovan, it's been a while. You haven't been here since this morning. Want some coffee? I know it's getting late, but got some decaf if you want it."
I'm not gonna be doing much sleeping tonight, so I'll have some coffee, and I'll flip my lighter, and out of the smoke will just make my mage hand, and my mage hand will go pick up the coffee mug and bring it to me.
So he fills up your coffee. Goes, "You all right? You seem a little down."
Just working on a new story. Things a lot of unanswered questions right now. I came back to maybe ask around and see if anybody knew anything about it. You heard any interesting news? Anything crazy going on since I've been gone?
He turns around here. Everyone's still, chatting, either talking to themselves, talking to others.
I hand Creamer a cigarette. I just imagine, like, with the block hand, just, like, lights it, just...
He takes it from you. You can see, like, he almost looks like a mechanical minion, almost. He just has, like, a singular eye in the center, and he just, like, stares at it for a second. And then he puts the cigarette in him, like, in his, like, coffee-making mechanism. Like, it's sort of like he closes his arms and inside of himself. And then when he pulls it out, he pulls out a cup of coffee that smells like cigarettes. And it sort of dawns on you that he just made a cup of coffee by putting tobacco in the filter and made coffee that way.
And then he says, "Banana."
Banana. And he just sets it on the
I
floor.
like Creamer. Don't you put that evil on him.
Yeah, he sets the coffee, like, in the floor, realizing it was a bad, like, project. And he turns back to you and says, "Yeah, and he tries climbing up onto your desk. He's super small, and so he tries climbing.
I help him.
Yeah, he said,
I
"Help me out, buddy."
I pick him up and I just put him on the desk.
And he sits down on the end of your desk and says, "Yeah, so Donna down the way said that you were gonna go follow those investigators around and see what they were about. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
We've heard some rumors about some crazy stuff happening over in Death's Gate. Is that you?"
Not to break the story before I write it down, but maybe.
Oh, everything all right? I mean, nothing's really
I'm
crazy
fine.
happened here.
Yeah, everything's fine right now. Just the investigation I agreed to help with while I'm writing a story about those guys is gonna, well, it's gonna be a little bit more interesting than I previously thought.
You're helping them investigate too. You gotta sleep sometime, man.
I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's what the coffee's for, right? That's why I got you.
He says, I'm not supposed to be offering this around, but got this new type of coffee in. We had it acquired, imported. It has a little bit more juice than your normal coffee, if you're interested.
Maybe later. I like your regular stuff.
He winks at you with his one eye.
So he blinks at me?
Yes, he blinks at you. He says, well, hey, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to make it big. So, listen, I got some more runs to do, but if you need me, I'll be here like I always am.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
And then you hear, like, him go around and basically do the same thing to everyone, offering them coffee, asking them how they're doing, all sorts of stuff.
Anything, like, new to my desk that wasn't there this morning that seems like it'd be interesting?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, hey, you know how in D&D you use dice?
Yes.
That I definitely didn't get out?
It happens, man.
Literally every time.
Not that we're sponsored or anything, but there's D&D Beyond that you can roll
24.
dice on, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. 24. It takes you a little while to sift through everything. You see that there are a lot of people writing in to have you write all these kind of bullshit articles about local goings on. that some people are more than happy to write about. It tries to play off as like the real culture of Sharn, but you know that you'll never make headlines or make it big with that kind of junk, more or less. So a lot of it you end up just kind of tossing to the side, tossing it to someone else's desk, trying to just pass it off. So let's see. You start pilfering through, and eventually it starts getting a mess. And then you see that there's someone who has written in about the Katarine Orion Skycoach crash. That was earlier that morning. It has a lot of the same information, sort of just an eyewitness account. But you see that this person, it differs in one way from all the other eyewitness accounts, is that this person said that someone ran from a nearby alley to check the body of Katarine Orion and then ran away.
And that's not what the account was, as far as everyone else knew.
Correct.
And the guards, weren't the guards the ones that gave the account?
The guards
they
had
the ones
collected,
that were on the scene first?
They were the ones on the scene first, but they had canvassed all the crowd that had gathered around and kind of compiled all the information that they had gathered to get sort of a unison story. But this one's just a little bit different.
I'm gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna tuck that letter in my coat and bring that with me. But I'm gonna make a mental note that the Sharn Watch were the first ones on the scene, and if they left that out, that may have been important. And they've already been paid off to not do their jobs once today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make a note of that.
The person described the individual to be a medium height, average built person, wearing a black leather trench coat with a skull on the back.
Knowing what I know about the city, does that ring a bell, like a gang or a group?
Absolutely it does. You remember just earlier that day when you were being harassed by members of the Death's Gate Mercenary Guild. They also wore a variety of leather jackets and vests and things that had a skull on the back.
Glad I burnt that lady. Anyway. Alright. After that, I'll tuck that letter away, save that for later. I'm gonna ask around the people that know what's what in the office and ask if they know of any they've heard of large amounts of money being moved around, or if someone can give me a list of the richest people and the shadiest people in town.
Okay.
The correlation between rich and shady.
Just make a straight charisma check for me.
How does a 19 sound?
19 sounds pretty good. You start asking around. No one has anything concrete that they've reported on recently that deals with that kind of thing. But you see a young junior editor run up to you as you're walking around canvassing everyone else in your department. It is one of the editors that you send a lot of your articles off to. It is a young dwarven man. He doesn't have a big full beard, it's more of a chin strap beard, close cut hair, glasses, darker skin. And he's young, even for a dwarf, he's very young. And he hears that you're asking around, asking about things, and he seeks you out, and you know that his name. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Nope. Where is it? Is Adric. Adrik. He sees you running around asking things, and he catches you. He says, "Hey, Donovan, I didn't see you come in. Yeah, is there anything I can help you with? I hear that you're asking about, people moving money or something. I mean, I could do a little bit of investigating for you. I mean, I don't know, I'm just your editor, and I read over your articles, make sure that it's out, and I help you build them and stuff. But I mean, it would be really great if I could help you out with something. Maybe you give me some credits in the article, some like a little footnote or something with my name on it. Aldrich
Kid, stop.
Stalkin.
Kid, stop. You're saying a lot, but you're not saying anything.
I'll help you with your article.
Listen, something you gotta know if you're gonna write about the news is you gotta make your point faster than that.
Okay.
I know you're trying to get in, get your foot in the door, but you gotta stop saying so much all the time. Don't write this down. You're trying too hard.
He casually leans against the nearby door frame. He says, need help with something?
I just tip my hat over my eyes for a second, and so I can roll my eyes without him seeing. And I just take a long drag, just like. Good fucking god. Yeah, I'm trying to get some information for a case.
I know some people. Maybe I could help. If I've got the time.
Kid, you got about the same amount of subtlety as a hippopotamus in a China store. I don't think I want to send you to do anything. You see a hippopotamus before, kid? They're big and loud.
And exist.
Alright, fine. If you have any notes from today of your investigating around, if you want to send them my way, I'll pitch some ideas to you about how to turn them into an article.
I'm not ready to show you anything yet. I'm kind of working a sensitive case. I don't want any information I've written down to get out quite yet.
Alright.
But here, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
I don't want you to go out, and if you don't know, I don't want you to go out and make any noise, because this is kind of a sensitive thing. Can you get me a list of, the richest people in town that have some kind of criminal history or criminals going on? I need it. And I need you to be real quiet about it.
I'm probably gonna need a whole bookstore to record that. I mean, that's gonna take days, maybe
Give me the
weeks.
top 5. You want to help, you don't want to help. You're sending me a lot of mixed signals right now.
Top 5. All right. I can get to you by tomorrow morning.
All right. And like I said, be quiet about it. Maybe if you do a good job with this, I'll give you some credit in the article. Maybe I'll let you write one of your own sometime.
He just nods and says, "Appreciate it." But then you see him walk over to an adjacent room that has glass windows in the wall, and then you see him do that.
Oh, and he does this thing where he goes like,
yeah, 90s rom-com, like he dances.
I just go over and I knock on the window, and I just go, "Stop doing that.
He gets
Making
real
a fool
somber.
of yourself."
He gets real somber and sits down at his little intern desk. Also, in Forbes was created. Oh man. So in the morning, your young editor will get you a short list. Anything else you would like to do?
I'm gonna start sitting down, and I'm gonna go sit down at my desk. And if anybody approaches me, I'm gonna sit down at my desk. And is there anything that would like that I am not thinking of at the moment that would like make sense for me to ask around here? Anything that would be apparent, like anything that the press would be able to know about the current situation?
I guess
Like
if,
kind of like that extra eyewitness support,
Yeah.
thing like that.
if your party wants to chime in with anything, they can. They can think of anything
And any other leads?
to specifically inquire about at the Sharn Inquisitive offices.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just. You could look back through whatever the Sharn equivalent of microfilm is to see if there's anything interesting about the. What was the House Thrask incident? Because we didn't get to see that crime scene.
Oh yeah, and also maybe Kina Button.
Who?
She was the part of the Copper Concord of the Aurum and had correspondence with Tengfei Laringdar.
Okay, I will ask about those two things and see if there's any like articles written about it.
So with Kina Button, she's sort of Sharn old money. The Button family have been benefactors for so many businesses and organizations in Sharn's history, and she's sort of like a wealthy leisure class at this point. She's like a middle-aged gnome woman, but I mean, she spends all of her time hosting parties and donating money and meeting with people and all sorts of stuff. So as far as like what she does and what her job is, she's a rich person. That's what she is. That's what she does. And for the most part, she seems like a good rich person, according to the Sharn Inquisitive reportings. It's mostly about, like, this benefit that she held in her mansion at this time of the year, and this benefit in the lower city that she used to raise money for people in Lower Dura, and all sorts of stuff.
I'm suspicious.
And then the other thing was House Thrash.
Yes. That crime scene?
That crime scene. That one will be a bit more difficult. Actually, make an investigation check for me.
That's gonna be a 27.
Holy shit.
Got an 18.
When asking around about it, the consensus is that people were paid off to stop investigating that very quickly. All the reporters were like paid off to go away. They were like, the crime scene and everything about it was shut down so fast. Specifically, one of the reporters who was in touch with the Sharn Watch to try and get some files, some accounts, something to make an accurate article about the crime scene. She recalls that during the exchange, whenever they were going to bring out the file for the crime scene, they apparently gave it to a private investigator who wanted to take it upon themselves. And that private investigator tipped them a bit of coin, and they now have the file. Your reporter friend does not know who the investigator was, but it is... You now know that the file for that crime scene is no longer in the Sharn Watch's hands.
Do I know about the other private investigators in the city besides this group who would have taken it? Like, is there somebody I can contact, like, from House Thrash that like would have been like, oh, we hired this person to do this?
House Thrash has a small presence in the city. You really wouldn't know anyone off the top of your head, and most of the investigators are pretty small. For them to take on something like this, they would have had to have some really deep connections, or
They're all gnomes.
ha ha, small investigators. Pretty deep connections with the Sharn Watch, or been one of the few members of House Thrashk.
Where was this crime scene?
You recall, you ask your reporter friend, and it was in the Upper Central District, somewhere in Platinum Towers.
And Platinum Towers, is that a place that I could get into?
Yes, Platinum Towers is a district where it is all beautiful inns and beautiful bars and restaurants, like that high tier stuff.
What time of day is it right now?
Like, closing on 8 o'clock.
How far away is the Platinum Towers?
If you want to walk, maybe an hour and a half. Hey, Ian, thanks.
I want to go check out that crime scene.
Okay.
But I will say, I don't know. I know that, like, Oleg and Varian had said they were going places, but did Spike or Wendolyn, were they doing enough for, like, could I, like, run into Spike on his new motorcycle and be like, hey, I got something I want to check out?
Quite possibly.
Because
yeah,
I'm sure he has business. Spike has business he wants to do, but if he wanted to join me and we could check that out real quick, I would really want to look at where that crime scene happened if they haven't been there already.
I'm not against it. Mr. DM.
We'll see what happens. Because of
I'll let
what's-
everybody else go, and then we can circle back to
We'll
this.
circle back because of what Xavier said Spike was going to be doing. It's likely that will happen. But
Yeah,
before
But
we
let Wendolyn and Spike do
Yes.
their thing, and we can.
before jumping to Wendolyn and Spike, we're an hour and a half in, and I'm going to have to use the restroom. So we're going to take a quick few-minute break. For my players here, I'm just switching over to the just chatting layout, so that way if you wanted to interact with chat for a few minutes while we're away, you're more than welcome to. If you're not going to, then just mute yourself, turn off your camera, etc., etc. But we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
So, for all y'all in chat, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Here on the Monday night Eberron stream, we have a little tradition. When Logan has to use the facilities, we drop some toilet cats.
I like to
in
use the
chat.
realistic cat, not the cat emoji. The cat emoji is gross. Use like the realistic
there-
cat. I like that
Is
one.
there a
better.
realistic cat? I'll
Yeah.
have to track him down.
It looks like
All
my
right, well,
cat. It's an orange cat.
Drop some toilet cats in chat. You put cat toilet. Bold inversion.
Yeah, I'm
And-
subverting the expectation because I am an innovator.
Rhapsody on a theme. Am I right?
Speaking of theme of the millennia.
The forbidden combination.
You know what we need when Logan becomes affiliate? We need like an official emote made of like a toilet cat. That's what we need.
Yes.
I'll just put my cat in the toilet and take a picture of it. He'll
Yeah,
be very
well,
mad at me.
Record it for our soundboard. Record
I
like
guarantee you it will not sound
flush and then
pleasant.
a row.
He will be very upset.
All right, I'm gonna get some
Tell
growth.
him, I'm sorry, buddy, but this is for Twitch.
I did it for content.
And as you both know, content is king. Anyway, peace out, y'all.
I'm back already. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank
Idiots.
you, everyone, for
Unfortunate.
being here. Freaking 12 viewers. That is some big
12 more
shit.
than
You can't
usual.
find a toilet.
That sounds like a personal
Yeah.
problem.
Can you find
How do
a
you
cat?
go to the bathroom?
Open your eyes.
How can you get cyberbullied? Just turn your computer off.
So stupid. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here. It's been a hot minute since we've had this many viewers consistently, so thank you so much. And don't forget to make some things happen, see how many points you have, because nothing is more fun to us than when people want to fuck with our campaign and make some shit happen. It's so much fun.
Oh, I'm trying to save up ting. I wanted to have enough tings to do as something happens during somebody else's little segment, but I don't have enough yet.
I'm just saving up mine for inspiration, so that
no waste.
Oh jeez.
I'm waiting till Alan goes so I can see my tings to make Alan shit himself again.
That's true.
Yeah, so for those
Can
of
that
you
be worth 2,000 tings?
Maybe.
Make Wendolyn shit herself.
She now
on
has a
command.
stomach virus that causes it over and over again.
Yeah, Wendling got IBS from that hot dog.
That's actually really sad. IBS no fun.
It's not
I
fun.
believe it. Oh man, Carson, you
Why are the
see-
bowels so
Fine.
irritable though?
Fine.
They should go to therapy.
Hello, our other Symphonia boy. Welcome.
That's
to
Win.
the chat.
Hey, I was gonna say I assume it's Win Williams, but we'll.
Yeah, it's my baby.
Hey, Win.
My
Welcome.
grandbaby.
Your grandbaby, gee.
Yeah.
Win, how have you been? I've not spoken to you in like a year and a half. Life.
I
doing
posted the Twitch link in the Find Me Alpha group meet.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
did you really?
Because I'm
Tight.
shilling.
You're shit.
I'm shilling for content.
Do
Next
it.
time I'll post it in the Symphonia the Rotah Discord.
How
Yeah.
is student teaching in COVID times?
I was gonna
Win?
ask
heard
the
it
same
sucks.
thing. I've heard that. Well, in general, I've heard student teaching usually makes or breaks education people, but especially now, I assume it's harder.
It's not that bad. It was hard, but like, it was a good experience because I feel like it really, like you said, it really lets you know if you want to do it or not. And I didn't really like ever get too overwhelmed. Like EdTPA sucks, but like if you manage your time well, which I learned to do at the very last second,
but-
literally the last semester of college, then it works out.
Oh, people learn how to manage their time.
Oh, you do online and in person. I've
Oof.
heard so many people that, especially like in North Carolina, that's like sort of the new normal is like certain days
Yep.
in class, like in person.
Oh,
certain
yeah,
days
no, it's
online, and that
terrible.
just sounds awful. Like just
'Cause
one or
it's
the
like-
other.
Yeah, because it's like, and some people even have to do it simultaneously, where you're
Mhm.
recording a lesson for people in person that you post online later. Or I've heard there are people that record the lesson for online later, do it in person, and there are people watching it virtually in another room. So imagine teaching a band class where everybody is either at home, one in the classroom, or then there's people in another classroom.
So
I got an interview once where they were like, "How would you plan for that?" And I was like, "I don't know. Do you know?"
tell me.
probably
It's like,
ask
"What would you do?" And I said, "My best."
Oh, also, in chat, just so y'all are aware, usually we're not sponsored by this Spotify stream or anything, but we usually listen to Film Noir Spotify playlist.
Wait, you guys been listening to music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always listen to Film Noir playlist.
No one
The,
told me
the
shit.
music that you viewers are hearing is actually brought to you by the non-copyrighted music provided by the YouTube audio library. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. Check it out if you need some free.
Speaking of YouTube,
music.
we
Thank you,
should,
public domain.
We should start uploading the VODs to YouTube, Logan. We can
I just need to take the time to do
send me
that.
the files. I'll upload them for you.
Dude, fucking might. Oh no
How
shit.
how big are those files for like
Huge,
3
probably.
hours?
Huge. I'm sure they're huge.
They take forever to download.
I
just
I'll
saying.
do funny
Imagine.
edits.
Yeah, I'm
that
not
sounds like
gonna
a lot of
volunteer
time that I
my
don't have.
6-year-old Chromebook.
What I might as well say this on stream. It doesn't matter. We're all friends here. Yes, thank you, Austin, for that playlist from like one of the first times we played. You recommended that. If one of you guys, if you are so inclined to, I think it'd be kind of cool if we clipped the recaps at the beginning of each session.
Oh god.
So we have like clips of like the recaps from the session previous, so that way people can just like recap on each one and then kind of quickly catch up in a way. I don't know. It's just
Someone be the Danny Carr and just write down everything that happens.
that's
in
kind of
excruciating detail.
Well, okay, maybe not that, but just maybe like I figured the clipping of
Who
that
wants
part
to
of
be
the
the
session would
lore
easier.
master of Everon?
Alan does. I'm sure
Why
he
don't
does.
we just make Rachel do it? Obviously.
That's fair.
Wow, you guys are just like, oh yeah, let's just make Rachel do it. Rachel has a life.
No Bushi
Let her
Nueve.
enjoy the stream.
No, I forgot already. No Bushi Nueve. Suggests that would be awesome. So yeah, let's do that. I don't know. We'll think on it. We'll figure it out. Figure out the deets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alan's face is gone again.
Oh no.
No, it's no Bush in you, Eve. Easy.
It's
Easy.
no, it's Nob you Shin Ev. Obviously.
No Bush is never
Also,
gonna
I'm
actually.
sorry. That
I need to start a poll in the chat for how to pronounce it. The winner gets a certain number of tings.
Austin. Austin, what are you saying?
You want to be
What
our
are you agreeing
clipper?
to,
You want
Austin?
to be our recap clipper?
Oh, he,
I
Oh,
swear to
lore
God,
master.
If Austin recaps and does not actually exist in this, I'm gonna kill him.
You know, what'd be funny? It's like we have like a little Cornelius narration every episode, is like previously on.
All right, so
Sharn.
these fuckers, they went down.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
we'll just
just,
continue this stream though at some point, you know.
it's
Maybe
Austin sitting in like a
Nobushi
big
Nueve.
high-backed chair with a cigarette and jazz going on in the background.
Good night, Win. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, it is Nobushi Nueve. I was right.
Yeah.
Nobushi Nueve. Okay, we were around. We're around it. Nobushi Nueve. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you,
Man, I
Nobushi
don't know what
Nueve.
I'll be on the
fuck is
quiz
going
later.
on my camera.
Yeah.
What is with your camera? Please figure out your
It's
life.
done this before, and I don't think we ever deduced why. I mean, I guess it looks like it's.
well, you
saying-
guys ever
I
saw that
think
episode of
it's just-
SpongeBob, like the story that's just like, and they were so ugly, everyone died. Well, Alan is so ugly, the camera died.
Well, it looks like it's saying that the connection to the camera is like dead, like the USB
It's
connection.
whack. It keeps saying connecting, and it won't connect.
Well, that proved to be false.
Well, it is your lucky day, as we transition over to the next thing. Spike is actually going before you, so you have a moment.
Too much personal picture.
So Spike, you departed from Mirth. You went and met your friend Brawl. Got your arcane motorcycle.
Going down the highway.
For the purposes of your arcane motorcycle, because I did not expect you to actually get the chance to use it this session, it will have the same speed as a riding horse, which I believe is 60 feet. So 10 feet per second, 60 feet per round. Alternatively, you could dash for 120 feet, all that kind of good stuff. But because it's magical, you're sort of free to effectively use your hands, because a lot of the controls are with your feet. So it's almost like your movement speed just increases to 60 feet as long as you're on it.
Got it.
For the most part. But if someone tries to knock you off or whatever else, yeah. I thought about, and this could be a thing in the future that maybe Oleg can whip up for you, is creating an arcane motorcycle like variant for Warforged, and it essentially turns you into a motorcycle centaur. And
I
you
was
can-
hoping you
and
were
so-
going to say that.
Transformer.
like a transformer, and so like the top half would be Spike, bottom half would be motorcycle, and then on a whim you could change it back to your normal legs or vice versa.
Oh my god.
We'll think on
Now I
it.
have to do this.
So you
I'm into it.
start riding your way around Sharn. What is your first stop?
All right, so I'm like riding my way, and this is like a hover bike, right? So I'm, like,
Yeah,
hovering
pretty
on.
much.
All right, sweet. So I'm full on like this is the first like ride out into the city, so I'm not going 60. I'm dashing. I'm going 120. All right, I'm going over the speed limit. We're zooming through the city. I'm going to go to Cornelius's old office and search for Virtue, seeing if I can find her there.
Okay. So you head over to Cornelius's office in Lower Dura, which you've probably been to plenty of times. Alan.
I've always wondered what Alan would look like at 5 frames per second.
Alan, drop your Venmo.
Yeah, people
Is it-
can send you money to get a new webcam.
Is it the webcam you need or the internet?
That's a fair point. Anyway, Spike, you head over to Cornelius's office in Lower Dura. It's sort of that apartment at the end of the hall style in a shitty building, flickering lights, mold in the corners of the hallway. A door opens with a chain lock on it as you walk past, and some old man yells at you and says, "I don't know what the fuck is happening to this neighborhood," and slams the door. But you make your way at the end. Cornelius Bray, private investigator, emblazoned on the glass. Yeah, I'm sorry, Austin. I'm gonna butcher your character 1,000 times over. You knock on
He's
the
in the
door.
chat. Just get him to pop in here and do it.
You knock on the door. And after a moment, door swings open, and you see Cornelius. You do not see Virtue, but it's not necessarily the Cornelius you remember. Whenever you were talking to Bard and Finch, and Varian had he had described Cornelius, and same with the receptionist, and Varian had made his illusion of Cornelius. It was the slightly stubbly, mostly clean-cut trenchcoat Cornelius. The Cornelius you've seen before you is grizzled. Instead of just the normal stubble after just a day or two, he has like a beard now. They seem to have grown in the past month. But his eyes are a bit bloodshot, his skin's looking just a bit unkempt, his hair's a bit long. It looks like he has been knee-deep in cases, stuck in his apartment, busy as all hell. He welcomes you into his apartment. You see that his apartment, kind of a mess. There are 2 dirty whiskey glasses. One of them is just smudged with his own fingerprints and spit and stuff. The other one has literal scorch marks on it. And then you realize that's Squinch's glass. And you see that laying on the windowsill like a lazy fat cat on his back, Squinch, who now has a beer belly and is smoking a cigarette upside down on the windowsill.
Oh God.
There
He's
are
got a real Ben Affleck vibe.
There are stacks of papers and portfolios and folders covering every surface in his office and apartment. There are empty bottles of liquor and beer everywhere, ashtrays brimming with cigarette ashes. It looks like he hasn't left in weeks. And he welcomes you, his dirty, stained, button-down shirt, and he says, Hey, Spike, I haven't seen you in a minute. Can I get you something to drink? Smoke something.
Oh, Cornelius. Wow, you're and I'm looking around like you're a sight for sore eyes, buddy. Man. No, I'm good. I don't need anything. I can't digest it anyways. Don't even matter. I'm good. Looking at you, buddy. You look. I like the facial hair. I can't grow facial hair, so it's always been a little something I'm a little envious of. But I like it. It's nice. The bloodshot eyes. It's interesting. I turn my LED lights to red. I'm like, cool. And then I say, Now, question. I don't know how quick humans can grow facial hair and turn their eyes red, but did you blow up a hospital? I need to know.
I have to pause this for a second. I don't even know the prompt. I don't know how fast humans can grow facial hair. Did you blow up a hospital?
Followed by I need to know.
I need to know. Cornelius,
We're bros. You can tell me if you did, but I just need to know now. I won't tell. But did you kill a bunch of sick patients at the hospital.
I know, man.
Did you perform an act of domestic terrorism?
See, I ask my friends about
Mark,
their
yes or no?
involvement in any terrorist plots every time I see them, just to keep them on guard.
So
On their
Cornelius,
toes.
he lights a cigarette and says, Spike, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You want to tell me what you're doing here?
Well, I'm working the case. Me and guys and this new girl named Wendell. I call her Spider Monkey. We're doing this whole situation. There's some sort of serial killer going around, killing people and going after specifically people with, in certain houses and things like
Dragon
that.
Mark
We're trying
houses. And
Exactly.
he immediately starts running over, knocking over stacks of files and portfolios, and pulls out a very thin folder with a bit of paperwork in it. He says, "Yeah, I heard about that House Thrash dignitary who was, it was deemed an accident. I did a bit of investigating myself, did a bit of digging, and it was paid off. Of course it was. Sharn Watch, can't be trusted with any shit anymore.
Not at all.
But he hands the file over to you, and he says, I mean, it's pretty much generic information. I mean, it's something that pretty much everyone knew reading about this case, but it smelled funky to me. There's something else is going on,
See, and this is why I came to you. You always like funky stuff. I'm like, if I could smell right now, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty funky right now.
All right, I see what you're doing there, and I hear what you're saying, Spike. I'll get on that. But and Spike, you look at the portfolio he just handed to you, and it is a Sharn Watch case file. It has the seals, it has the stamps, the signatures, everything. And Cornelius says, I had to toss a little coin their way, but because the case already been paid off and stored away, a little bit of coin, they gave it to me. Can't keep it forever, but it's good while it lasts. And you start flipping through it, and it pretty much confirms what you've heard, but seeing the words on paper, it might jog something else.
By the way, currently on stream, I don't see our videos.
Oh, thank you, Travis. Let's see if... why is it not coming back? Because it's up here. Hello? Oh, wait. Sometimes Streamlabs and Google Meets don't get along very well. But anyway, so you're reading through the file, and it kind of confirms what you've heard just through the rumor mill about it. Is that the Copper Concord had invited a House Thrash dignitary named Invigus Torn to Sharn. They bought him a lightning rail ticket. They paid for all of his people, all of his guards, his secret service, essentially. They paid for their rooms at the Grey Dragon Inn, and they treated him to a magnificent dinner at a restaurant called Sanid's, which is down not too far from the Grey Dragon Inn. And Sanid's is spelled SANNID''S. Sanid's. According to the Copper Concord, they had invited Invigus to Sharn to talk about a deal regarding one of his Dragon Shard mines, Craghast Burrow. It's a new mine that he's opened up, and they want to strike a deal with him before he gets too deep, because they want to essentially, they pay him and he will, whatever artifacts or historical elements they find in this mine, that they will give over to the Copper Concord of Sharn. Because that's their whole thing, collecting old art and old historical artifacts and things like that. But Invigus told them no. He appreciated their offer, but eventually declined. And then, as Invigas and his guards were walking back from Sinid's to the Grey Dragon Inn, all the file says, he fell from the sky bridge and died. It has a few accounts, as like a footnote, essentially saying that his bodyguards said that it was very sudden, like he pretty much doubled over and fell off the bridge. But there is very, very little about the actual crime scene.
So putting two and two together, sounds like this whole Copper Concord, Vegas.
And Cornelius says, that's what I was thinking. I mean, hell, they paid for his train ticket, his room, his dinner, even for all of his guards. I'm sure they probably bought him a feather token too. I mean, hell, we even have feather tokens if we ever have to go to the upper city. I can't imagine that they wouldn't give one to him. So I'm thinking, if he fell and didn't use his token, I don't know, he must have been poisoned, knocked unconscious, something. There's something else is going on.
Poison, knocked unconscious, someone stole it off of him.
I mean, maybe he was just that drunk, but I don't know, I feel like survival would have kicked in at that point. I don't know.
Some point. You got any ideas on where this Copper Concord is? I'm trying to think of like a base of operations, maybe.
Platinum Heights.
Platinum Heights.
It's
Alright.
it's the
How convenient!
that stupid wealthy part of the upper city. That's where their headquarters is, I guess. That's where they hold all their meetings and things. I mean, it's no secret where they meet, but pretty public organization, so. But I don't know.
Listen, Cornelius, I need you to know this. About a couple hours ago, there was someone who apparently had your face and your name. They left a little briefcase, and inside of it was a blast disc. Blew up a hospital, hurt a bunch of people. Oleg got his eyebrow blasted off. Gone. Then he shaved off the other one like a man. It was insane. But I need you to know this. Whoever is in this Concord, they know your face. Be careful.
You see Cornelius gets a little bit mad thinking that someone's using his face to do these horrible things. And he says, I mean, if they know me, they've probably got to know you all, right?
Probably.
You better be careful too if you're involved in this investigation.
Cornelius, I'm always careful. I show my arm cannon.
He says, also, was that you with that? It was vibrating the whole damn building.
No. Definitely not me. Some sort of vibration machine going on walking up the street. I don't know what that's about.
Alright, I know what you're
Strange
saying is
thing to
bullshit,
see.
but the vibration machine, you gotta try harder than that. But keep that file just in, I don't know, just in case it helps fill in any details or you want to add to it or something. I'll probably stay off whatever that case. I'll keep my head low, but stop by anytime. I don't know how much I'll be able to help, but hey, you never know.
It's always good to see a friend. Next time I'll share that drink with you. And Scooch, Scratch, Skeeter.
Squinch
Skeeter.
raises his
Squad.
head up. Whenever he sits up, he has like real bad beer belly sitting on the windowsill. And he says, "Hey, fuck you! My name is Squinch." And Cornelius looks over and says, "Squinch, shut the fuck up." And Squinch stops immediately. And then he says, say goodbye to Spike and that he looked very handsome today. And Squinch says, Spike, it was really good seeing you, and you look... You look really handsome today.
Oh.
It looks like Squinch is about to vomit.
Hey, you better be glad I have my cousin's christening later. I beat your ass.
Well, Squinch, you look pretty fine yourself, except for the, baby that you're carrying. Listen, take care of Oleg, all right? If I come back here and his eyes are bloodshot,
Oleg.
take care of Cornelius. He's your partner in crime. If I come back and his eyes are that red and this place is this funky again, I'm gonna find whatever dimension you came from and send you back.
Squinch starts to say something. Cornelius cuts in and says, "Hey, shut the fuck up." You know what? Spike brings up a really good point. Squinch, clean up the place. And you see Squinch he has this just defeated look on his face. And he very somberly walks over and starts picking up trash off the floor, putting in the trash can, collecting all the bottles, and starts cleaning the apartment and the office. He has to obey Cornelius, but good God, oh no.
Squinch needs to renegotiate his contract.
Yeah,
He
for
really
real.
needs to unionize.
Oh, man.
So,
I tip my hat at Cornelius one last time. I say, I'll see you around, partner. And head on out.
alrighty. So you head back downstairs. I assume you had your Arcano motorcycle on your back like a longbow, and you...
Can I run into him at this point?
Yes, so Spike, unless there's anything else you would like to do, you can you can ride your way over to Platinum Heights and just by happenstance meet up with Donovan there.
Oh, hey, I was about to go to Platinum Heights. I've got some, I want to go check out the crime scene we haven't seen yet.
I'm sitting on my motorbike and my hoverbike, I'm notice anything? Mr. Reporter?
Hold on. Sorry, I just... You're really shilling for a compliment there. I gotta take a second. Oh.
It appears that the Iron Hunter has just got himself a new steed.
That's what I'll name the article, thank you. It's very nice. Where the hell did you find that thing?
I had a tamer in the wild. Went out there hunting for it. I saw her in the moonlight. Listening.
I'm already like getting on. I'm like, we don't have time for this. We got somewhere to be.
I'm like, all right. And I jump off and I turn it back into the staff. I'm like, all right.
Oh, are we walking? Do you want to just take the?
Oh, you want to ride?
I mean, it would make the trip
Okay.
faster.
I thought we were already there. Okay. No, yeah. Move it back out. I'm like, well, hop on the back.
Yeah.
All right, I sit on and I go like I prepare myself and I put my I have one hand on the bike, one hand on my hat,
And I immediately
God, please don't let this be the way I die.
I take off, start revving it up, do like a wheelie, and go 120 miles an hour.
So
Jesus fucking.
you see these two metal pins poke out from the side of Spike's skull to hold his cowboy hat on, but his scarf is just whacking you in the face the entire
Logan, do
time.
you want a Sammy?
No, thank you, Rachel. I do not want a Sammy.
Well, can I have a Sammy?
I'll take it.
Travis and Alan both want Sammys.
Yeah, you can mail mine.
I don't know who Sammy is, but I want
I'm
nothing to
not
do with
picky.
him.
So you guys ride through
Doesn't
Platinum
have to be
Heights.
priority.
Yay.
And where are the two of you heading first?
the Platinum Tower or whatever?
Well, Platinum
right?
Heights is sort of the district that everything is happening in.
But I will fill Spike in on what I have learned about a Deathgate's mercenary being seen at the other crime scene that the Sharn Watch left out of what they said happened. And then I will also mention that some private investigator has the file from that incident. And I'm assuming that Spike will be like, oh, it's Cornelius. Here it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have it up.
I'll bring it
Like,
out.
how convenient. I'm glad your friend isn't a domestic terrorist. That's really cool.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with the bomb. You can put that in your. Well, you know what? We'll just
Maybe not.
completely leave it out of the paper. Just leave it.
I'll think about it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
So, you guys ride over to Platinum Heights, where Invigus Torn had fallen to his death, not too far from the Grey Dragon Inn and Sunneeds. We will now cut over to our very last player character,
Wandolin.
Wandolin. So, Wendolin, you are going. Oh, and Spike, if you want, because you're also searching for Virtue, Cornelius has not really seen Virtue in a few weeks, and neither have you. She has not popped by his apartment anytime recently. Wendolin,
Oh, let's go find her.
you are seeking out Love and your I know a guy. Correct?
Yeah. And I don't know how, but my camera situation is worse. Not only is it still choppy, but now it's blurry.
I mean, it doesn't say you don't exist now, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's good. We can hear you, so I think that's it's an overall win.
Alright.
So first, we'll say you find Love Withers. Love Withers, she's downgraded from her tin armor as an actor in the Diamond Theater to now the common clothes of the lower city, with various wrappings and dark leathers similar to Wendolin. Her red curly hair toppled over one side of her head. She sees you again, and she looks around to make sure she is not going to have to pretend to kiss you and be your girlfriend anymore.
I think we missed that part in the recap.
Yeah, that was a whole freaking thing. But you catch her. I need to remember. You know exactly where to find her, usually in the Rattlestone district. So you meet her there. You weave through the multitude of tightly packed apartments of Rattlestone, and in the rest of Sharn, you, as Wendolin has taken upon herself to do, you...
God damn it.
You're fine. You hide your face. You blur your face, disguise your voice, and pretend to be someone else.
See, this is perfect.
Exactly. This is Wendolin on the throughout the rest of Sharn.
This is what Wendolin's
This
face
is my
looks like.
face.
Oh God. However, Wendolin, as you arrive in Rattlestone, you are hit with a cascade of, "Hey, Wendolin, how's it going? Wendolin, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Wendolin, you want to get drinks later? Wendolin, oh, we were supposed to get coffee the other day. I totally forgot, though. I was doing this thing. Oh, hey, Wendolin, thank you for helping my cousin out the other day." It is just so many people. You are back home. You are with family. You are with the city you know and love in Rattlestone. You ask a few people nearby, and they point you to where Love is, who's going around. Even though Rattlestone is an entirely apartment residential district, because it is so welcoming and neighborhood oriented, a few people have opened up like small bars and restaurants in their own homes. And so they've converted like their living room into a small like restaurant where you sit on someone's couch and eat home cooked food. And you just pay them a couple copper or silver if you feel like it, or you don't have to. It's very community oriented in Rattlestone. So you catch Love, who is eating in this older dwarven man's home. His name is Eldith. He is balding up top, but then has long silver hair, long silver beard that's tied in a variety of braids. As you knock on the door, actually, no, it's in Rattlestone. You just walk in, and he says, "Hey, Wendolin, how can I help you?"
Hey, I'll just grab a Sammy.
You grab a Sammy off a nearby table. You see Love is sitting there talking to someone.
Sammy goes, "Put me down."
Hey, watch it.
And as I approach Love, just to make sure, completely like platonic, I just high five her before I sit down.
She high fives you back, and you both kind of acknowledge, like, wow, that was really weird. She says, "All right, so I figured out what I could about MOH. There's still Mo, that ogre who works down the way. I don't think you know as much, but you mentioned the Dragon Mark stuff, and I mean, Mark of Handling, Mark of Healing, Mark of Hospitality. That's really all that comes to mind. I even tried doing some digging on like old marks or anything, like if there's a mark that's gone extinct or something, but that's not really happened. Even like the old founders of House Tarkanan or anyone in the War of the Mark, I mean, none of them really had an MOH abbreviation, so that's... I don't know anything about that, so... I mean, I guess your best bet's one of those three houses, but... I don't know, that doesn't really necessarily narrow it down.
Okay, so speaking as a player to the players, I've been kind of thinking the past few minutes. So like Mark of Healing and like that whole thing with Barden Finch happened in a healing house. And he was supposed to die by that dude. Was that maybe what the clue was alluding to?
I don't think so as a player, purely because where was the note? It seems like this person has like a bit of a pattern of like killing somebody and then leaving a note to say where the next one's going to be. So bomb wouldn't really allow you to do that unless they would sneak back in and say like, "Here's my note."
Well, okay.
And Gwendolyn, how much did you share with Love about what's going on?
I, at this point, just disclose everything.
Okay. So it takes a couple minutes. You see that the other person who is in Eldath's little like home restaurant and bar is some like local gossipy woman.
Oh no.
And so she starts like eavesdropping, and eventually Love turns to her, and then just with her force of personality, the woman leaves. And so then you have Eldath's little living room to yourself. And Love says, I mean, I've not been in this city for too long. I just came here after the war, so I don't really know much of history with serial killers or anything. But I mean, I knew a few soldiers in the war, and on the situation they like to leave their mark of a certain kill or whatever else. And from what it sounds like, I mean, I don't want to implicate my... Gwendolyn, you know me. I'm not involved with this at all. It would be pretty easy to just off someone from a Dragon Marked house. They can't all walk around with high security at all times of the day. And with the magic that exists in this world, I mean, anyone could be anywhere and do anything. Whoever's doing this is making a show of it. They want people to know and to find out.
Yeah, hence the notes.
Yeah, so this explosion, this doesn't sound like someone who was trying to make a big show of something. It sounded like someone who was trying to cover something up.
Like a mistake?
Maybe, I mean, maybe Barden wasn't supposed to survive and they were trying to off him. Maybe they were trying to cause a distraction at the House of Mark of Healing house to maybe continue a plot with the Mark of Handling or the Mark of Hospitality. I don't know. But from what you've experienced, this was all very well coordinated. So I can't imagine something as brutish as just leaving a bomb behind to take care of either someone from the Mark of Healing or your friend Varian or Oleg. I can't... Doesn't seem to line up.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in all my cases I've worked, this is just so weird.
Usually there's enough people, magical people, enough contacts to make heads or tails of something, but yeah, whoever you're dealing with is well thought out. They're coordinated. And Gwendolyn, you're good. I mean, you've been training a lot of new people with us. But it seems like you're playing catch up right now. You're trying to catch up to whoever's doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully we'll get enough... You'll get enough information to get ahead at some point, but... I don't know. They're leaving you just enough to work with.
Yeah. I mean, it just feels like we're all getting baited around. And the rest of us have no idea where to go from here.
Well, wait, what was the most recent, the one that you, on the airship with Teng Fei, and as a reminder, for everyone, but, in case you did not jot it down, Alan, the message that was left behind in Teng Fei's quarters, it was left on a, spell shard, with the passphrase, Fallen House. And the message was, time will pass forth, with the fourth the number, but the U is crossed out, but we will chat soon, how about a head start, MOH. And when you say that we're getting baited, Love kind of stops and says, I think that's... Yeah, that's the point. You're getting baited, you're getting led along. There's whoever this is, they're still plotting their next move. I mean, the message, time will pass forth. I mean, fourth as the fourth victim, but time will pass forth. It continues forward. Time will pass. So that must mean that the fourth victim won't happen probably for a little while. So if you, I don't know, maybe divine intervention, you guys catch some evidence, get a lead, I don't know, but maybe you have a little bit of time before the next act begins, to use my theater experience. And who knows, we will chat soon. Maybe they're gonna start talking to you directly. I don't know.
Well, at least that's a relief. We got some time.
A relief is one way to look at it. I appreciate the optimism, yeah. So I guess I mean, there's no way for you to canvas all of the mark of H's. But I mean, I guess that's like the message says, it's a head start. This is a wild plan, and I'm just brainstorming here. I'm still new to this whole protecting the city thing. But maybe you could use their head start against them. If they know you're going to be investigating the mark of H's, why not do your investigations, but keep an eye out for who's around you, who's following you, who you're investigating. If this person can blend in, maybe they're there. They're watching who you talk to, and they're going to get the person that you don't.
Huh.
Almost like you're leading the way for them. That could also just put you in the line of sight and get you killed. I mean, you are traveling with 2 dragon-marked people.
That's true. So I guess we go out there, expose ourselves a little bit.
By the way, I heard about that thing in the alley.
Huh? What? Excuse me?
That thing? I heard about it. Talking about exposing yourselves? You need to be careful.
Please don't tell anybody.
Everyone already
Who else
knows.
kn-
I'm sorry. It's you know what we are. We know everything. We hear everything. Of course.
I have a question.
Yep.
It was the hot dog.
Are there like anti-Dragon Mark house people? Kind of like in Korra, how there are like the people that are against benders. Is there something like that in the city?
As discussed previously, House Tarkanan would be the closest. There was once, a long time ago, the Dragonmark houses formed together to effectively exterminate the aberrant Dragonmarked population. There's a whole history behind that you have to research some, which eventually led to the creation of the criminal organization House Tarkanan, which is all aberrant Dragonmarked people. So, they'd probably be the closest, but I'll go and say to all of your best knowledges, you don't know of any rebel group or notable organization that is 100% down with Dragonmarked houses.
Okay. Sorry, I just had a thought and I wanted to say
you're
it
good.
before I forgot.
You're good. So, Wendelin, you're sitting there talking to Love.
I have an idea.
Go for it. I mean, Ildeth won't say anything, right, Ildeth? And he's like in the connecting kitchen. He says, "What?" Clearly not listening. He says,
This Sammy's great.
"Yeah, your sandwich is wonderful." He says, "All right, I'll whip up some more." And he starts going through making some sandwiches.
And I'll make sure to leave some money.
Yeah. And so Love says, "So, what's your idea?"
So, I kind of like that idea of just trying to spot somebody as we're going about, and for the moment, time is on our side, but we don't know how much time we got.
True.
And so, yeah, basically my idea is Wendelin asks like the whole order to help out with this. Basically anything. So there is somewhat of a connection. It's Dragonmark people, right? But they're also dying in like, I feel like kind of important occasions, right?
What do you
Like-
mean important? What is that?
I mean, to me, was Katarine died after a meeting with another Dragonmark person, right?
Okay.
Who also died. And that other dude from Thrash in Vegas, he fell after a
Having a
meeting
meeting.
with
Hmm.
the Aurum. So I'm thinking maybe just kind of scout out, just like try and listen to whispers of maybe meetings that are going on with members of Dragonmarked houses for like the next few days or something. Maybe like specifically looking out at people from the Mark of Healing, Hospitality, and Handling. Just like a massive stakeout. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I mean, I'm new with all this. You might be the one that should go request these kinds of things, but that could work. I mean, you've kind of got a pretty solid organization at your back, so I imagine putting that to use could work. And with I mean, I'm not gonna. The Dragon Marked House has done amazing things for everything in the city. But I mean, if you pose it as a if Dragon Marked houses are in danger, the city's in danger, then I'm sure you can get them to lend some people your way.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe specifically surveillance with an emphasis regarding people associated with the MOH houses, and also anybody that may have been more affiliated with like Tangfei Liringdar, Invigus, and Katarine.
Okay.
And yeah, I kind of want to go to the Aurum and check that place out.
Okay. I'll ask you, Alan. By the time you're done with this interaction, it's probably close to 7 o'clock. Would you want to go speak to the appropriate persons in charge with your order to line up this stuff, or do that at a later point?
I'll do that now.
Okay. And then Alan, would you want to roleplay that, or just sort of make it a passive skill check thing?
Fuck it, yeah, I'll roleplay it.
Okay. So, people in the chat and also my own players here, it has sort of become canon that Alan's character Wendelin is sort of a mysterious figure. Sort of appeared out of
That's
nowhere
a nice way to say it.
as an informant for the Sharn Watch.
Agile, mysterious, incontinent.
Yep.
All things that could describe Wendelin.
Poopy pants.
But that is for a good reason. And so for all of our lovely viewers here, you are about to learn Wendelin's secrets. For all of my lovely players here, you're about to learn Wendelin's secrets, but you have to act like you don't know them.
we could just all leave. We could just go somewhere else for a little
I
bit.
mean, if you really wanted to, but I'm excited to do this, so I don't. I'll leave that up to you guys.
The four of us will just go have fun. See ya.
That's up to you all. I mean, I'm sure everyone else is eager to hear what Wendelin's deal is.
No, I'm not gonna.
So, Wendelin, you and Love, you leave Eldeth's place, leaving behind a few copper and silver pieces as sort of compensation for the meals and drink. You make your way through Rattlestone, and where a lot of the districts and stuff in Sharn are mazes of alleyways and dead ends and connecting buildings, you know the ones of Rattlestone like the back of your hand. And you start winding your way, or wending your way, Wendelin, through the alleyways of the Rattlestone district. As the sun begins like fully setting, it is dark within these alleys, but you feel just at home. And eventually you reach a dead end somewhere in this crossing intersection of alleys and walkways and paths between all the buildings. And the darkness becomes absolutely engulfing. Eventually, you reach out your hand and you touch a brick wall. You're at a dead end, completely engulfed in darkness. And you feel around just using the pads of your fingers and tap on various bricks in this dead end, completely shrouded by dark magic.
Just like Hagrid.
Just like Hagrid in the first book. And as you push in the final brick, all the bricks slide away in this magical darkness, and you can see through it. And you would note that this darkness magic, all of the people in the Order can see through, but the normal people of Sharn cannot. So you don't have to worry about people seeing where you're going. You just walk straight through. and you enter into a series of interconnected stone rooms that are absolutely massive. All brick walls, brick ceiling, and stone floors. And not just polished stone like you see in a building. Sidewalk and street cobblestone. You walk through and see so many other members of your order dressed like people from the lower city. Common clothes and dark leathers, wrapped hands. And all of these corridors connecting all these larger chambers of people training, doing various artisanal tasks, are all the hallways are narrow, just like an alleyway. You feel just at home walking through here. You see all of the walls of all the hallways covered in graffiti and scrapings from all of the members of your order. A variety of things. You see your own Banksy spray paints along the walls every once in a while. You pass through, and typically monastic orders, very polite, very ritualistic. You guys are a bit more smooth than that. You have nice, cool secret handshakes. You have nice, passive secret passphrases and all sorts of smooth lines you use with each other. And so as you pass through, you shake the hands of various people. You talk about various gossip you've heard. But you walk down one, effectively an alleyway, and you look up, and the ceiling goes up into darkness. No longer the brick ceilings of the various rooms, but now the endless darkness and eventually stars of the alleyway. And you see up the wall, about 20 feet, a balcony. There's no ladder, there's no stairs. You have to use your monk abilities, your jumping, climbing, parkour, to get up to this balcony. So make an acrobatics check for me.
Alright. My first roll of the session.
I think, yeah, wow. Everyone's first row. Well, no, Donovan rolled a few things.
It's a 23.
23. So you grabbing onto bricks, swinging around, jumping up and landing on the balcony. You pull yourself up and see a beautiful glass painted door. And on the opposite side is total darkness. But once you open it up, light shines through into what seems to be essentially a gross, dirty, trash-filled dead end of an alleyway. You step in, dumpsters line the walls, trash litters the floors, puddles of mysterious oily liquid are splotted around the room. But sitting on a crate near the center of the room, meditating, is a human woman. Completely shaved head, black eyeshadow and black eyeliner, almost like a raccoon, black lipstick, and wearing beautiful black leathers, turtleneck all the way up to her jawline. Sits there, and she unfolds her legs, puts her feet onto her bare feet onto the floor, stands up. She's maybe 6.5, close to 7 feet tall, towering over you. She walks over. Hey, Wendelin, how's it going? I haven't seen you in here in a while. How you been doing?
Hey, long time no see.
And you know her name is Isabella.
Isabella.
Says, hey, you want anything to drink? And she flips the lid on one of the nearby dumpsters and pulls out a bottle of beer. Doesn't have a lid on it, but she pulls out a bottle of beer and hands it to you.
Cool. I grab it. I'll immediately open it and just get ready to toast.
She pulls out her own unopened or opened bottle from the dumpster. She toasts and then jumps right in and says, "I've heard about all that business over in Deathscape. That's some real dirty stuff going on over there. I don't like that."
Listen, okay, it was a hot dog, and the dude, like,
Oh,
he had some weird fungus.
No, I know that guy. You're totally fine. Yeah, his hot dogs have always been shitty, but he's a nice guy. What can I say? No, I'm talking about the
he's a nice
explosion. That was pretty bad.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
also talking about that lady who was murdered from her sky coach. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
What's going on over there? What's up?
I think, and I've been working with these guys, those detectives that are making waves.
I've heard about them. Yeah, they're doing some real good stuff.
Yeah, and they asked me to come work with them on some stuff, so I've been working on this new case with them, and yeah, I think somebody's targeting Dragon Marks.
Say no more. From what I've heard, that's likely the case. I heard about it in Vegas the other day. That's rough. And Katarine and yeah, Tengfei. It can't be a coincidence. Even I hardly know anything about these cases that you're working on, but I can't imagine that's a coincidence. So I'll go in. I care about this city more than anything. I've been here for 300 years. Well, I've been here for 300 years. My family's been here for, I don't know, 1200, something like that. And I can say that this can't be a coincidence in the city. And she passes her beer over to her other hand and puts her hand on your shoulder. Says, "Whatever you need, wherever you're going, the Order of the Alley is going to be with you. You know that. So if you need some help, need some assistance, we have your back."
Thank you, Isabella. And yeah, that's why I came over. I need bodies and eyes.
Got you covered. I mean, as you know, the Sharn Watch, they're all pieces of shit. They can't do anything. Can't be trusted with anything. So we're a bit busy, bit stretched thin right now. But I'll send some to help you out. I'll say just come over here. And there's a blank space of wall between the two dumpsters in this room. She says, just spray paint your demands on the wall right here, and I'll get you covered.
Cool. And I do it, but this time I'm using some new shades of color.
Oh, changing your color palette.
Yeah. So, like, most of my graffiti so far has been, like, pastel-like, and just kind of, like, like more natural, neutral tone kind of thing of, like, greens and reds and whatever. I'm doing neon. Just, like, almost... If there's just a little bit of light shining in the alley, it could almost glow in the dark.
Nice.
Like that kind of neon.
Yeah. So you take out your little brass tube with a button on top, dragon shard inside, you shake it up to power up the dragon shard, and you spray paint on the walls in neon colors that you need people to keep an eye out on the mark of H's, healing, hospitality, and handling, and any meetings for people to keep an eye out for anything suspicious. And Isabella turns back to you and says, "Yeah, and I haven't got a chance to thank you, but that new recruit, Love Withers, she's been doing some good work. She's still a bit clumsy on her feet, but she's got a good ear. She picks up a lot."
Yeah, she's very loyal, and she's good.
I also heard that you two were item?
Oh no, that was just she knew the detectives, and so we tried to do something.
Well, I mean, you know the policies here in the Order of the Alley. Fuck whoever you want. We don't give a shit. Come on. So, Wendell, is there anything else I can help you with?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, Gwendolyn wants to train a bit. Yeah, so Gwendolyn, she says, yeah, so my forte is mainly just kind of sneaking around, but I don't know. I feel like I might be getting into a fight sooner rather than later. I was wondering if you wanted to spar a bit.
Gwendolyn, I'm flattered. And honestly, I have nothing better to do. And you see, in the darkness, in this dead end of an alley, essentially of a room, a light shines from a lantern off in the corner that you could not see previously. She says, "Oh, 1 second." She walks over, puts her hand on the brick wall, and you see a bit of writing appear and graffiti on the wall. She says, "Huh, apparently there's a warforged riding around on a magical horse, with a tiefling on the back, just around the
Does he
upper
talk
city.
like this?
They said he was a bit cowboyish. Yeah. Wait, is that
Yes.
that's your friend that you've been walking around with? Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he's in the upper city right now, looking around, riding around at least.
Okay. Cool. I'll hit him up.
Says, well, if you do, get back to me about whatever the hell he's riding. That's some weird shit.
What'd you say it was?
A metal horse? I don't know. It's riding around like a fast sky coach, but it's on the ground. I don't know.
Why would it be on the ground?
I don't know. It's
Didn't
just
you want it in the sky?
just make a quick sketch or something. Send it my way. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So Wendolyn, would you like to sit here and spar, or do you want to go catch up with Spike and Donovan?
Oh man. If I spar, will I not be able to catch up with them?
Pretty much. You'll be able to catch up with whatever happens after they do what they're doing.
Damn it. I'll spar later.
You spar later. So you dismount from the balcony and slide down the opposite brick wall, walk through. Everyone's still trying to catch up with you. Love grabs you on the way out and says, "Is there anything else you might need me to do? I got nothing else for the rest of the night."
Yeah, fuck it. You wanna come with me?
Where are you going?
To meet back with some of my buddies.
I mean, yeah, are we? Does that mean we get to kiss some more? I mean, have to kiss some more?
I mean, we don't have to.
We'll talk about it on the way. Yeah. Oh, let's go.
Okay.
You spend an awkward hour or so walking your way up to Platinum Heights to group
I
up.
do like a full parkour route, just so that I can like keep at my own pace, and like she has to like, she can't catch up quite.
Here, let's
the
see
whole
how
way
she
through.
does. She does not have a high dex. I'm rolling a d20. She got a 19. She keeps up.
Oh shit.
Actually, you roll an acrobatics check to see how well she keeps up. If you get higher than a 19.
Oh my god, I did it. What?
She keeps up.
Yeah, I got a 13. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
dude, she fucking keeps up. Yeah, so
Oh,
Love's
man.
right behind you the
Red-
whole way.
Wendell sewing. Hell yeah. Wendell reaping. Oh no.
So you two parkour your way all the way up to the upper city, Platinum Heights,
Wendell
and
is so proud right now.
So Spike and Donovan, as you're roaring down the street in your arcane motorcycle, Spike and Donovan, you both glance over and you see silhouettes of two people running along the side of a building across balconies and jumping from alley to alley. And you would probably recognize your friend Spider Monkey.
City ninjas, not again.
There she is.
This happens
know.
every time I go out.
At some point, I want to try and like shadow step, so I like just appear in front of them.
Just poof. Yeah, so in the dim light of your motorcycle, you see Wendell just poof, appear in the middle of the street in front of you.
I like slam on the brakes and like try to swerve and not hit her.
Make Wendelin, are you gonna move out of the way, or are you gonna stand there?
If I have to move, I'll do like just a subtle, like a matador, you know?
So let's see. Spike, if you will do me the honor of making a dexterity check for me.
God. Oh, no.
Just straight dexterity.
Just straight dexterity.
It's a 14.
Okay. Wendolin sidesteps a little bit, but you slam to a stop. You do that thing where you slam, you try to turn a little bit to skid. It doesn't really work out the way you expect it would. And you do that thing where the front of your bike just barely touches the front of Wendolin.
Just a little kiss.
Just a little touch.
You hit
little
Wendolin so hard, we can't see her anymore.
And you, the four of you, the three of you and Love Withers regroups in Platinum Heights. Varian and Oleg. Varian, you finish meeting with Dr. Klein. Oleg, you finish meeting with your cousin. Is there anything you two would like to do?
I want to see if I know anything about. Well, I'd probably try to catch up because I don't know if I know anything about. I would like to know more about that stupid gang that tried to fight us.
Okay, Varian.
I'm probably gonna go to the library, but I'm gonna use sending to contact. I'll say Spike and just give him a quick update on what happened, and that Cloveholler got real defensive and is a little bit sus.
All right, yeah.
And I'm heading to the library.
And I'll send you a response back, just letting you know what's going on. Cornelius is good. We're at Platinum Heights.
Do you tell me Cornelius is good, or do you give me any indication of the deteriorating situation?
I'll say Cornelius is really great at growing facial hair. And then I say, got a tiefling riding on the back of my new hog in Platinum Heights, about to shoot up some people. Spider Monkey's running on the roof.
Whoa! Whoa!
All right, so we have Cornelius is good, tiefling on the back of my new hog, in Platinum Heights, about to shoot up some people, spider monkeys on the roof.
Yep.
That's what you
just
get.
gonna-
What
back
does
here.
any of that mean?
Yeah,
I really
I'm just
hope
gonna
like
drop what I'm doing and turn to Ori, just like, did you get any of that?
Ori turns
I'd
his
like to
head
think that
360
Spike is
degrees.
responding out loud, and I just like sitting there like,
The fuck?
No, I'm imagining like Spike's doing the magical equivalent of texting and driving.
He's just going like.
That's why. He
even
almost
better
hit
yet,
Wendell.
like Spike's like, I need to respond to a message. Grab the wheel real quick. I'm like reaching over and like steering the motorcycle. Like,
Yeah, so Wendell,
Yeah,
as
it's
you
just, like
I was saying, Wendell,
misspellings in the sending response.
it's all terrible. Wendell, you shadow step
Cornelius
into
is
the
God.
road. You shadow step into the road in front of Spike's arcane motorcycle, and you see that Spike is leaning over and like talking to himself as Donovan is leaning over Spike and holding onto the handlebars trying to steer. And then Spike slams on the brake to stop.
Oh god, yes.
Wendell has the thought of, were they driving like that the whole time?
It's a two-person job. So Varian, do you continue your library trek, or do you go to catch up with Spike? And
Did Spike told me where he was going, right?
yeah, Platinum Heights.
Okay. Well, he said he was shooting some people, so that has got me, I think, rightfully concerned.
But
So I'm just gonna shove.
now you
What were you?
you worried
Okay,
Varian. You should have put a lol in there so he or an emoji to know that
Yeah.
he would know you weren't being serious.
shooting some people. LOL. Haha. Cowboy hat. Gun emoji.
Cowboy emoji.
I love the idea that Spike is just like this grizzled cowboy detective, but just uses so many emojis.
It's like when your dad finally learns how to use emojis, and it's just
Yeah.
constantly.
Too
and you're
many.
Yeah.
It's just like
Toilet cat,
I
toilet cat,
understand the
toilet cat.
cowboy hat, but why is there a cocktail shrimp in here? That just doesn't make sense.
This toilet cat.
Well, yeah, what does toilet cat mean? But given
Stay tuned for
given
toilet
the
cat merch.
information- Yeah. Stay tuned in the chat. Given that he said there was going to be some sort of violence, I'm gonna be like, hey, perhaps I should make my way over there. So I'm gonna just take everything I was working on, shove it all into my messenger bag, and start trying to go catch a sky coach to wherever he was going.
Okay. And speaking of toilet cat,
Flush.
Meow.
That was good.
Thank you. I've seen a couple of toilet cats in my day.
That sounds far more vulgar than it should.
Hey, question, guys. Have you guys played No Man's
Mhm.
Sky?
No,
No, but I heard
no.
it's better now.
I keep hearing things about that, and I'm debating on getting it because I'm like,
I know
I
you
would
can
like-
get it on sale for like PS4 for like real cheap. Like, I saw like it was on sale for like 20 or 30 bucks the other day, and I know like I think it's on the Xbox Game Pass. But I've heard it's better now, and because you can do multiplayer, I mean, that would probably be worth a little bit of fun.
Hmm.
all right, I'm just
toilet
like,
cat is back.
Oh.
Xavier, what were you just saying?
oh, I was talking about No Man's Sky, like debating on getting it. Oh, but I was gonna say, I'm like, I didn't want to like force you to go. You didn't want to.
I had to go so bad. And then Oleg, you were wanting to do some investigating about the Dask?
No, the stupid other
The Death Gates Mercenary
Death
Guild.
Gates.
Death Gates mercenaries.
Okay. Essentially to determine what skill you'll use, how do you want to go about looking into them?
How big are they? Do I know anything about them at all?
Make a history check for me.
Let's go with a 21.
Oh, heck yeah. Let me double check here. Like 21. 21.
21.
There we go. You've been in Sharn for long enough to know about the Deathsgate Guild, especially because your branch specifically of the Kundarak family. You're not necessarily the banking, math, and riches portion of the family. You're the enforcement part of the family. So you're very familiar with the Deathsgate Guild because they're all mercenaries. What differentiates the Deathsgate Guild from any other adventurers guild is that they will take on any job and do whatever they can to complete that job. So they are very much true neutral. They are doing it for the money, they're doing it for the renown, etc., etc. And they'll typically do the jobs that other adventurers won't want to do. So the ones that are like guaranteed death, the Deathsgate Guild will do for a price. And so they're not good, they're not evil, but they get their shit done. And so it was, especially your family, you tend to have to compete with them quite a lot.
Okay. Then, other than that, they don't usually, so they're definitely not people who just do it on their own, right?
No. And especially, they take any job, but they are no assassins. They do not stealthily, like, take a person out for some coin. Like, they're mercenaries. They go in, wreck house, and they leave. So, like, from what you know, assassination of high-ranking people, that's not their territory.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'll probably just look into maybe who maybe hired them last. I don't know how I'd possibly do that. Just see like see if I can contact maybe some people from my family or maybe some contacts that I may have when I have passed look into their actions.
That kind of stuff will be pretty heavily on lock by that guild itself.
Okay.
So you would pretty much have to talk to them directly, and you imagine that for someone like yourself, it would probably be pretty difficult to get anything useful from them. Especially having just, like, murdered two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, Oleg.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave it be then.
Okay.
Damn it, the consequences of my actions.
What do you
Who
mean?
invited those?
I would just go and try to kill them instead, but I figure I would.
I would kill the consequences of my action.
Yes, correct.
And for the sake of things, Oleg, as you head about your business, Oleg, make a perception check for me. Since your first thing, it didn't take that long.
Oh, 16.
The stone and concrete beneath your feet vibrates as a blur of light and metal whoosh passes by you down the street. As
they pass,
you can hear me going, shit!
Yes, you no, not yet. Well, actually, you're in the upper portions of the city. Yeah, you'd probably hear a tiefling screaming coming from this stream of light and metal.
Well, I hop in my motor car, or not motor car, my car, and go, sounds good. And I immediately rev up the engine and try to chase after them.
Screams of the innocent. My favorite.
My favorite. So you follow past. Eventually, by the time you all regroup, we'll say it's about 8 o'clock. Dark out, all of the lanterns along the street are glowing with this arcane light. Oleg, you park your sky coach. Spike, you park your bike. Gwendolyn and Love literally running behind you and almost keeping up with you. You spot
Naruto
Oleg's
dashing.
sky coach at a nearby dock, and you all regroup.
Yeah.
I get off the motorcycle, and my legs are just like shaking. Like, was the worst experience of my life.
Did you say
I've been shot before.
Yes, Varian, once you catch a ride there, you see Varian gets
Catch a
dropped off
ride.
by a commercial sky coach driver. I'm gonna make it that reoccurring character sky coach driver, short, stout man with a mustache and a bowler hat, who has no name yet, but he drops you off, and so you all regroup.
The spike.
Singular's rollover minutes. Fuck off, Alan.
God.
What a
Do
pull.
people know what Singular is anymore? I don't even think Singular's in business.
No, they're definitely not.
You know, like Cricket? You guys have a Cricket phone?
Okay, so now that you guys have regrouped, most of you are kind of heading to
Oh
the
my
same
God.
place, the Copper Concord's or the Aurum's meeting house. But is there anything you would like to convey to each other or say while you're all together now?
Yeah, do you guys remember Singular?
Oh my god.
Stop breaking the fourth wall, Gwendolyn. I would
shared-
just say that I wanted to come here to check out the crime scene because apparently it was very quickly brushed off.
Oh yeah, do we know where it is?
Yeah, and I mentioning that I share them the file that Cornelius gave me.
Okay.
Did you look in the file yet?
Yeah, I would say it laid out the details of just like how the Copper Concord like had invited him and paid for him Vegas's way there and everything, and Vegas had like declined their offer for their deal, and then of course he mysteriously fell off the roof.
There's no reason he shouldn't have had a feather token.
Sounds like we need to ask these Copper Conclave people some questions, which I presume that's at least why I came here.
I
Yeah.
came here because Spike told me there was going to be shooting, and I thought I should be here to at least try to de-escalate the situation.
Spike, why did you say that? Also, were you sending and driving? That why I had to take the wheel?
I don't know. Was that?
Spike, is that why
Is
it
that why
was?
you almost ran me over?
I don't know.
Um,
a lot of accusations.
now,
a lot
now
of...
when I say nonsense, I don't mean that in a mean way.
I think you can mean it in a mean way. I think that that's acceptable in this current set of circumstances.
Here's the thing.
What was this about Cornelius's beard? He has a beard now? Is that
Beard now. Yes.
And you thought that was important
Does
to
it look
sin.
good? Why am I asking these questions?
It doesn't really look good.
What
it's
is this
just
thing
there.
that you're riding?
Attached to its face almost.
Do you
Look.
know how to drive this?
Listen,
I don't think he does.
I know Donovan's gonna
Do
go in there and be like, I want a bunch of questions for the paper and everything. I'm gonna be in there like, if you don't answer his questions, then I'm going to, you know.
We don't have to shoot people. I don't think that's the best call here.
We as
Yeah,
a
I don't
collective
know.
don't have to shoot people,
Ooh,
but
here's why I'm here. Let me just interject for a moment.
Mhm.
These are powerful people.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to be careful how we go
Yeah.
about this.
I don't know. I feel
Because
as though
Consider they've already killed 3 members of prominent houses.
Okay.
Let's not
You
make
two are
it
both
5
members of
tonight.
prominent house as well.
Yes, well, I kind of. They haven't tried to murder me yet, and I think there's a good reason. It is probably because Spike has a really wonderful idea, and I kind of. Nobody's been on my side whenever I shot people before. So.
See?
it's-
Oleg's got my back, and I go and like pat him
Well,
on
okay,
the back.
listen. I'm not ruling shooting people out of the question,
Okay, so
and I
it sounds like
reveal
it
that I
is-
also have a gun.
okay.
But what I'm
God,
saying
does
is,
everyone have firearms? My
I
God.
don't. I just have my.
what I'm
hands up.
saying, what I am saying is, I think that we should at least try and get some information without causing too much of a stink. But if somebody tries to shoot us, we shoot them back. You know, that's how this works.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I don't usually. That's a lie. I do usually kill them before they try to talk.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do this a little differently. We're gonna at least try, and we're gonna lie. We're gonna try to get some information.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, sure.
I look at Oleg and I'm like, yeah, get some information. Wink. As I say out loud, wink.
I see what I see you doing this thing. I see what you are doing, and I need you to not shoot anybody, unless there's a reason to shoot somebody.
Yes.
There's an audible clank when you wink. It's not all that subtle.
I'm just throwing this out there. There is always a reason to shoot somebody.
Are we sure Oleg didn't kill these people? Have you been watching him?
At this point, I'm not entirely. Let's just go in.
When does
But
it-
okay, I wanted
This
to
is gonna
say.
go downhill. It might as well just get it over
I
with.
wanted to say firstly, we need to be careful. Remember, whoever we're trying to figure out, they're essentially toying with us. And the Sharn watch has been paid off like twice now. Because I got a letter about the accident, and they left out information. Apparently, somebody came up and checked the body and then ran off. It was one of those Death Gates merchants. There's not merchants, mercenaries. We gotta be careful.
Varian, is that you? Varian, when you turn around, you see your cousin, Lonnie Madani.
That's not her real name.
That is her real name. Lonnie Madani.
I'm just like
Is there Bonnie Madani and
Yes.
Connie Madani?
No, her mother
Trelawney
is
Madani.
her mother is Bonnie Madani.
Oh my god.
I'm
Okay, sorry, go
very
ahead.
glad I got to choose my own name for
Yes.
this character.
Her father, Baron Madani,
It would have
is
been Ronnie Madani or
Ronnie
some
Madani.
shit.
No, Johnny Madani.
Her father, Baron Madani, is your uncle, your sort of severe, serious uncle. You've seen her pretty frequently. However, you were still haunted by the time you caught her in romantic passions with her shifter lover. You see that she has
The chat wants to know if she's hot.
I'm not gonna make besides Varian, because Varian, you're her cousin. If any of the other four of you would like to roll a d10 for me,
Yeah,
Wendelin, roll a d10.
Okay.
it's a 6.
She's fine. She's attractive.
Why are we objectifying his cousin?
I don't know. Yeah, no Bushi Nueve. Why are you objectifying this fictional cousin? You see
That is a toxic ship. She is married to her ship.
they're not married, not at all. But you see that her shorter hair has been pulled back into a small bun. You see that she's just running errands. Her arms and the pack on her back are full of spell scrolls and scroll casings. Varian, why are you?
Lonnie.
Yeah, are you? Are you asking if your friend may have murdered people?
Logan, look at the chat.
I immediately blur my face and Love's.
She says, Is everything okay, Varian?
Yeah, everything's fine. Which these are some friends from work. He was just kidding. He's never killed anybody.
You told
I
that
shoot
to
a
lie
death
about
there,
that.
Oleg.
I denied immediately.
I mean,
No,
for the official record, I've witnessed him kill 2 people today. You shouldn't lie to your family. That's not very nice.
I make sure that
I shoot you a death glare too.
I am here to make sure that Varian doesn't get hurt.
Yes.
To be fair, the people he killed, they kind of had it coming. So
You see that
What are
Lonnie
you
sort
doing
of
here?
like she readjusts this stack of spell scrolls and scroll casings in her arms and immediately drops all of them. She doesn't immediately pick them up after hearing what she just heard.
Mage hand, start picking them up.
Varian, what is this internship, this work study you're doing? What are you doing up here? I'm just running errands for my dad.
oh hey, Spike, Gwendolyn, Oleg, look, there's something going on over there. We should walk over there for a second.
No, I'm kind of enjoying
Oh
this.
wow, yeah. What is that?
I start pulling on Spike. I'm like, let's go talk over here for a second. Let's let
okay.
Varian talk to his cousin.
I'm my divination concentration at the advisement of my advisor. I'm doing a bit of private investigative work. We're here on a case.
The bag that's like drooping from the weight of all the scroll casing, she takes it off her shoulders and like slams it down to the ground. She says, "Are you involved with all the stuff that's going on with these murders?"
Involved? No. I'm simply looking into the matter.
You're involved.
Well, I suppose that depends on your definition of involved. Perhaps yours, yes. Mine, no.
Varian, whoever this maniac is, they're going after dragon-marked houses. That's us. That's you. That's your
Okay, I
parents.
step in real close and I'm just like, you don't think I'm aware of that?
Damn, bitch, be cool.
This is part of the reason I'm investigating. I don't want anything bad to happen to the family, and the sooner we catch whoever is doing this, the sooner
You're
can
in the
rest in
spotlight. If you, your parents are at home right now. They don't have the magic that you do.
What would you have me do?
Stay home and
Somebody's
protect.
out there murdering people. I can't just do nothing.
Staying home and protecting them isn't nothing.
That's not what I mean, and you know it. Look, I have worked so hard to develop my inherent talent for the arcane. And if I don't put it to some use, not just for the good of the family, but for the greater good of Sharn, it will all have been a waste.
You can see that she's trying to find the words, and she shoots her eyes down, and her eyes get wide. And you look and see that from one of these scroll casings in the backpack that she was carrying, a plume of smoke is billowing out of it. And
What does that mean?
at that moment, the end of the scroll tube shoots off into the air. Fire erupts from the end of the scroll tube, but not in an explosion. It begins taking shape into something much larger. The entire bridge that you're standing on, connected to Oleg's sky coach and where Spike's arcane motorcycle is, begins to quake and eventually crack. The section of the bridge separating Varian and his cousin and the rest of the party crumbles and falls down to the bridges beneath, separating you by a massive gap. Varian and Lonnie on the other side, you see that this massive plume of smoke and fire takes the shape of a massive humanoid figure. It roars into the air, shooting flame and heat in all directions, and raises its fist up in the air to rend down onto you all in the bridge. And that's where we'll stop for this week.
Did I do that?
Damn. All right.
Did I do that?
It was a
You wanted something
combination
to happen.
of a lot
Jeez.
of things. I was already gonna have something happen, and then you and Alan both did.
Okay.
Something happens, and I was like, I rolled for both the things, and I was like, all right, here we go.
Oh, and because I asked us to step away, now we're gonna fucking god
You're
damn it.
separated.
We're separated.
Wait, are
And-
both of our something
who-
happenings?
Yeah, and so there's a chance now that Spike's motorcycle might tumble into oblivion.
Oh no.
I'll absolutely. That would be no.
Absolutely.
No.
Unless,
Absolutely not.
Xavier, do you have a point of inspiration?
No.
I do.
Let me-
I will
have
use
enough
a point of
point,
my point.
Wait, I have enough tings. I'll use a ting.
I'll say if you want to
Okay.
use a ting, spend your tings, exclamation point, redeem inspiration. Or inspire, there we go. Oh, Daniel Buchan did it already! Thank you, Daniel!
Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
MVP.
So, Spike,
Coming in clutch.
Can we get some vroom vrooms in chat?
you look at the part of the bridge. As the bridge gives away where you had gotten off of your bike, you remember, you deactivate it and put it on your back. So it is not going to fall and be destroyed. Vroom, vroom,
Cool.
baby.
Dude.
Are we stopping?
Yeah, that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Okay.
Oh boy, something happens.
God.
Oh,
I'm trying to
man.
think. I'm like, it's a fire elemental too. So I'm like, it's gonna be fun to fight. We're
Oh,
gonna get
man.
toasted.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
because you guys,
Ah,
like,
man.
you are still, it's only been a day. Like, you are still in the first day of this investigation.
I know. I have one spell slot.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoop.
I'm glad I didn't use
I-
any of my 4th level spell slots. That's good.
That's one thing I
I
told.
have-
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I've only spent 2 spell slots because I got one back
Oh, yeah.
through
the
Arcane
yeah.
Recovery. But yeah, I only have 1 3rd level and 1 4th level spell left. So, whew, let's see how this goes.
That's like, I was talking to Rachel about this a while back. Like, that's one of the beauties I've discovered with this Sharn campaign is because it's so mystery and intrigue focused. You can do all of the investigating and information gathering in the span of a day, but that also means everything happens in such short time frames. It's sort of, it almost, like, everyone talks about, like, how do I challenge my high-level characters because they have all their spell slots by the, like, end battle. Not in Eberron, not in this campaign, because, like, the way it all works out, it just works.
And now we have to wait 2 weeks.
Wait, we do?
Because
Yeah.
next Monday.
What's going on next
What's
Monday?
happening next Monday?
It's the 26th.
That's right. Thank
Yeah,
you
dummy.
guys. I totally forgot that was next week. I was thinking 2 weeks from now.
Don't you guys, it's me.
So, yeah, exactly. I mean, they pretty much do that. Like, they will burn spell slots during role-playing encounters, and like that's totally encouraged. Like, that's what they're for, because that's what utility spells are for. That also just means the combat encounters are that much more rigorous, and like it's just more fun that way. But for all you people still here with us, thank you, Nobushi Nueve, Rachel, who's just chiming in again, Daniel for being here. Next week, next Monday, I am super pumped. I would need everyone to pay attention for this. Next Monday is our Halloween stream. All of these lovely people here, we're going to be dressing up as our characters for that stream, and they're going to be doing a non-canon Halloween spooky adventure for you guys.
Hell yes.
It's gonna be so much fun. I am so unbelievably pumped. It's just gonna be a blast. And I'm so excited. And I'm excited to see what you guys do for your costumes, your cosplays, however you wanted to describe it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so
Hell
like
yeah.
how the fuck do you like cosplay as a robot cowboy bounty hunter? Like what?
Yeah, Xavier's just gonna come in here with like a bunch of tinfoil on his face, just like, hey y'all, it's me, Spike.
Don't tell my
Or
plans.
how do you cosplay as a dwarf artificer with tentacles in your beard and everything and a bunch of guns? Like
No,
what?
here's what you do.
Awesome calamari.
Get a bucket.
Yeah.
Just get like a metal bucket and just put it on your head and cut out holes.
Yes.
Xavier,
Don't
get, like, a
tempt
baking
me.
sheet.
Or even better, just get like an Iron Man helmet and put a cowboy hat on.
Oh fuck!
No, get a War Machine. Get War Machine's
Oh, 'cause
helmet
the
and put that
Korean
on, and then just
silver,
put a cowboy hat on top of that.
It's gonna be so much fun, you guys. I'm so pumped. And then we'll get back to the I'm just a cool guy with cigarettes. Yeah, Sharn, where you have cigarettes.
That is the
and guns.
vibe of this campaign.
Yeah, cigarettes and guns.
I'll go buy cigarettes just for next Monday.
Don't support the cigarette industry. Don't do it.
Yeah, Jacob
I'll buy
will
a Black
smoke
and Mild.
cigarettes for the first time on stream.
First time.
Hey guys, I'm smoking cigarettes for the content.
Yeah.
it's,
So,
it's 2.5 hours of Jacob coughing his lungs out.
The smoke alarm is going off. It's just like, sorry.
your video camera's just like a haze. There's just a fog in front of you.
Yeah, you're visibly crying.
So, yes, check us next week for a Halloween stream. I'm gonna come up with some clever name for it whenever we go live. We'll figure it out.
Halloween
along the way.
Sharnapalooza.
I called it Sharnaween in our chat, but that's super lame.
Eboween.
Eboween, no.
Eboween.
Sharn
I
of
don't
the
know about that
Dead?
one.
Day of the
Sharn of the Dead? That's pretty cool.
Sharn, it's like Shaun. No.
El Dia de los Chinos.
LD. Interesting.
Anybody got any good ideas in chat?
All Sharnos Eve.
Eboween? I like Eboween. Thank you, Rachel. It was very funny.
Yeah,
I like Sharno's Eve. That's pretty good. That's pretty smooth.
Thank you.
But yeah, so next week's our Halloween stream. Tune in. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see what kind of spooky shenanigans we can get into.
Will we hit 50 followers on Sharnaween?
We better hit. We're up to what,
Ooh.
43 now? Oh my gosh, we're so
43.
freaking
That'd be so
close.
spooky.
Yeah, dude. So
Nothing would be spookier than Logan being an affiliate.
that was super spooky. Yeah, so if you liked my D&D streaming content, give us a follow, recommend us. We'll be here pretty much every Monday. Don't tell my bosses, but I was supposed to work today and I called out sick just so I could play this D&D session.
Hello,
Hey.
corporate? We've got a skipper on our hands.
I couldn't pass
Hey,
it up.
we don't tolerate snitches in chat.
if you're a snitch, you get banned.
You will be banned.
Yeah, so check us out every single Monday. Spoiler
Rachel
alert.
said, quit your job.
Okay, so that's what I was getting to. Spoiler alert. I don't tell my bosses again. I desperately want to leave my job. So there's a chance I might be streaming on Twitch more frequently.
If you want Logan to quit his job, get him affiliate, let him make lots of money, and then he can quit his job. You guys want this for him, don't you?
If you spend 5,000 tings, I will call right now.
You'll quit your job.
On stream, do it.
Can we all compile our tings?
Wait, for $50?
Yeah.
Oh my
If you
God.
submit 10,000 tings, you can write Logan's
I'll
quitting
send you
threat.
my Venmo, and if you Venmo me enough money for rent this month, I will quit my job right now. On
Logan,
stream.
and Logan will let you write his letter of resignation, and you can say whatever you want to Logan's bosses
Yeah.
on his behalf.
Oh man.
I'm still confused. I'm still confused as to how $50 would really do it for you.
No,
You're like,
it was
50
5,000 tings or months worth of rent, either one.
5,000 teams. Sorry, not even money. Just like
That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
even
bad. That's how bad I feel, Travis. For fake currency, I will quit my job.
for fake internet points. Alright.
So yeah, follow me on
Oh,
Twitch,
man.
follow me on social media, check out my DMs Guild stuff. I'll be posting some
For
revised-
one
World of
bit,
Warcraft
one
gold.
singular bit, Logan will quit his job.
So yeah, some things to look out for. Rachel, that's not funny. My boss is a lame.
Rachel, we just said we don't tolerate snitches here.
How do I ban? Oh, you know what?
Yeah, what if Logan bans his own partner?
No,
from
I won't
chat?
ban her. I'll just go into Cloudbot and delete all of her tings.
Oh no!
Uh,
How does it feel to be tingless?
oh, we're gonna create a very strict social strata based on how many tings you have.
It's just like real life.
For some
It's just
change.
like
The
real
rich
life.
get richer.
Oh man. So yeah. So if you like the bullshit we're spouting, keep following me on social media. Follow these guys
Yeah.
on social media. Follow me on Twitch, etc., etc. Halloween stream next week. We're always here on Mondays. Social media. Follow me on. Check out my stuff on DMs Guild. Follow Xylo Plays on Twitch. He's affiliate and he puts out some amazingly funny content.
Go watch our Monster Prom plaything.
Yeah,
It
go watch our
was
Monster-
watch
really
that.
funny.
It was
We're
really
gonna do
funny.
it again soon.
Let's see. This is all hoobledy-doo, but I'm hopefully going to be getting a Patreon started up soon for some D&D
Oh.
content. And, for those of you who are watching us play and you would like to actually play some D&D, there is a very, very, very cool website out there. Let me actually put a link in the chat. Effectively, it is a hire a DM thing, but it is not just hire a DM. You can also pay a DM to DM something for you. There are all sorts of people on there, DMs who are hosting games of D&D content, Call of Cthulhu content, Fate content, Savage Worlds content, Deadlands content, all sorts of tabletop RPGs, and for a measly $10, you can try out one of these systems.
Can people hire you, Logan?
They can absolutely hire me. You can find me on.
Make Logan learn stars without number.
You can make me learn stars without numbers. You can make me learn all sorts of shit. Um,
Can we make Logan learn to love?
Oh,
I am on there. Logan Smith, NeverSayDice, all sorts of stuff. You cannot make me learn to
20,000
love.
things.
The website is called startplaying.games. You can find a game, you can join a current game, request a DM, learn how to play D&D, learn how to play any system. A lot of the times, though, because people just want to play games because it's fun, you can play certain things for free. So you can learn how to play D&D for free. You just got to play with strangers, which is honestly kind of fun most of the time.
I can't wait to get a job and use all my disposable income to pay Logan to hang out with me. The dream.
Yes.
Hopefully, if I quit my job, I'll have more time to spend
Yeah.
time with my friends. But for now, yes, pay me to be your
we'll
friend.
we'll set up a separate Patreon where you can give us money to give Logan money to hang out with us.
That's how cool I am.
Charity
so you
work.
should-
Write it off your
Yeah,
taxes.
that's how cool I am. So follow me on everything and anything you can. So fucking stupid. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else I want to say. If you guys want to keep chatting, we can.
Keep supporting us so we can make merch. Because I want to make toilet cat merch.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, please.
I want to have a poorly drawn
Yeah.
picture of Logan's face on
You
the
guys wanna
t-shirt,
follow
and I want to be
me?
able to draw it.
I'll be in Harris Teeter sometime this week.
Wait,
Ooh,
wait, hold on.
yeah.
You're working at Harris Teeter, or you're just gonna be there shopping for groceries sometime this
I'll
week?
just be there.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a Harris Teeter meetup. Carson's not actually gonna be there. We're just gonna send you to a random Harris Teeter.
Go to your
Nah,
local
dude,
Harris
I'm
Teeter.
just gonna cop a loose beer and hang out by the guacamole.
Well, on that depressing note, we'll stop the stream here. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for all the new follows, Win Williams, Big Chungus, and Nobushi Nueve. It was a lot of fun having all these new people here and chatting, watching us play D&D. Check out the VODs. Check us out every Monday. And that's gonna be the end of the stream. Travis, is that a cat right next to you?
It is. It is Pumpkin.
Toilet cat.
Oh my gosh! Look at that, a beautiful cat. To
A
end the
real life
stream.
toilet
Yep.
cat.
That is so
Travis,
sweet.
how many teams for you to throw to the toilet?
That's animal cruelty, and I'm gonna have to subtract tings for that example.
Ban.
So yes, thank you guys. Yeah, Travis, is your cat named Pumpkin?
Yes, Pumpkin.
Amazing. Amazing. If you want more of this content, check us next week. We will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Have a progress week, everyone.